Hey y'all, what's going on? It is the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back again with another recap review for the Real Housewives of Dubai, season 2, episode 12, Serving the Tea. Let's get into it.
Well, let's go.
How are you?
Hi. I just noticed that I have the same shirt on that I had on in the picture of us when we were at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I look so much different now. This shirt was like filling out, and then now I'm like, the shirt fits like it's supposed to.
Probably falling off you. You know, you've been getting to it. So
it's so funny because I didn't do no shopping for this summer. I bought a bathing suit, one, just because I got smaller. So I thought, like, I better get another one. And that one I bought too small, but it still fit. Yeah.
I mean, we love to hear that. We love to hear that. We love to hear, that our efforts are paying off. Because I feel like that's usually when I start to get mostly motivated, is like when I'm really into things and I'm really starting to see the changes and I'm feeling my body getting stronger. Like, it's just
the best feeling in the world. I beat my time yesterday. I did 1 mile in 10 minutes, 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, that's the best time I've done. So yeah, I can feel, like you said, I feel my body getting stronger. It feels good. I'm not, as fatigued. I actually pull back a little bit from cardio. So yes, I am excited, and trying to keep up with the girls. When we watching the girls on TV, I'm like, shit, I can't look like that. I can look like that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Not out of reach. It's definitely not out of reach. Also, never think that like it's too late for you to make a health fitness change. Like, it's never too late. It's just easier you just have to do it. Honestly, that's the only way I can really tell you. Is everybody's like, oh my god, how do I start? How do I do this? You just got to start. You just got to do it, and then before you know it, you'll look back and you'll be doing it for a month's time, a 6 months time, a year, however long.
Yeah.
So start, y'all.
Just make it a lifestyle, y'all. Make it part of a lifestyle.
It's so much easier that way.
Yeah, you need to, just like how you brush your teeth every day. You don't have to work out every day, but just
find a manageable. I feel like that's also like an issue too, and that's even why I even like scaled back like a day, because I was going like 5 or 6 times a week, and it's just like longevity wise, like that's not always attainable. So start going at a time that you can see yourself going, long term. Like if you can only do 3-4 days or whatever, then that's fine. Don't try to do 7 days a week, because that's usually not attainable for people. So
yeah, you'll do that for a week and then you'll fall off the following week.
And then you'll feel God, like I'm not doing enough, because it's like, no, that was never going to be something that you could keep doing long term anyway. So just do what works for your lifestyle.
Exactly. Hello, always that girl number uno, baby. Hey, girlie. How are you today? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us. It's always good to see you in the chat.
It is. Thank you for joining us. What'd you think about the episode, though?
Well, for one, I like the title "Serving Tea," T-E-E, because they were playing golf, so that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved the titles of the episodes, whatever Housewife franchise I'm watching. It's always something in the way, whatever. It's either something somebody said, or it's something to do where they take a spin off of one of the words and they spin it. So so I like that. But overall, I watched it twice. I watched it last night, and then I went ahead and watched it again this morning after my workout. And I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
Okay. I feel like at first, I was like, okay, this is not real. I'm so skeptical at first, but then when I usually rewatch it, I'm like, okay, I pick up on things that I may have missed the first time. So second time down, I think when I started to kind of just dissect it and stuff, I started to pick up on a lot more things that I know we were going to get into.
Yes, me
On
too.
this, I find myself falling into that demographic of people that are, still being naysayers and still saying like, oh, there's not much going on or whatever. But you got to look beyond the surface, y'all. And I say not to say like I'm even guilty sometimes in the moment of looking on the surface, but when you really peel back and really think about what Housewives used to be at some point and what we're getting from these ladies, it's really not far out there. They're really hitting it on the head with it. But we're only two people. We've been telling y'all all season we're only two people. We just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what's going to give next season, whenever that might come. But I mean, I'm still feeling good about sticking it out.
There's a lot of life lessons going on their on. That's what I really love. It's a lot of family dynamic. And like I said, life lessons and things that you see that we will be like, oh yeah. Thank you, Doe. I appreciate you for taking Queen B's my Stu Queen B, that's my girl. Taking her advice to come to see us. We really appreciate you. Even if, I'm not sure if you watch the show or not, but yeah, we try and do it justice, girl or guy. I'm not sure what Doe is. I'm sorry. And you a Cowboy fan. I tried to look past that because I'm a Raider fan, but it's okay. I'm not a hater or a discriminator. I like anybody that likes the NFL. So kudos to them Cowboys.
That was such a Libra response. That's such a like I'm gonna give you how I really feel, but it's okay. I accept you for who you are.
Because I don't want you to
I love that.
I don't want you to think I'm attacking. Because people be like, what? You ain't a Cowboy. Like, well, I'm not a Cowboy fan because I'm a Raider fan. That's one. And two,
not really most liked. So, and I say that, and I live with a Cowboys fan. So,
and I know a lot. Did I say a lot? A lot of Cowboy fans. So, one of my sons was a Cowboy fan. He just switched out. And I'm not mad at this switch out because one of my friends was a Cowboy fan. It ended up changing him over, or he bought him his first jersey. Bought him a Cowboys jersey. So he was like, I gotta roll with Cowboys. I'm like, really? Sir? Really? And my husband's a Steeler fan. So I got a Raider, me a Raider, and my husband's a Steeler fan. And then my son, he's the middle son. He was a Cowboy fan. And then my other son is a Charger fan. So like I said, I literally have to, I'm a diehard Raider fan. And I don't like people talking mess about my team, just like other people don't like mess talking about their team. But you gotta talk mess when you're playing. So when I'm in the Cowboys, if we're playing against each other, yeah, I'm about to talk trash. I don't like y'all. Wop. This is how it goes. Okay, Mookie. See, this is the shade I'm talking about. This is the shade I'm talking about. It's no disrespect, but yeah, Raider fan. What? Okay, I guess I'll go. Look, I guess I'll go with subscribe. Thank you, we appreciate it. But yes, so yeah, I love the life lessons. I love that stuff. So, and it like literally, it's not that because I am going to start therapy because I just want it, just because not for nothing. I just want it because just for the tools of it all and watching other people on our shows go through it. It actually gives you so much good tools to work with when you're at your home with your family. So yeah, I've been liking because there's a lot of family, a lot of kids, and even adult children, and this is like going on. I like it. Not adult, but
I've been enjoying it. I can't lie, when they said that this, even though we've already established this last week that it was going to be like one more episode or whatever, I was kind of like, I feel like next week should be like an extended episode just because we're really seeing that this whole complete dissolution of this friendship is coming down to literally the last episode. I feel like it should be give us an hour and a half. Like, we can't get 90 minutes. Like, that's how I feel. That's my only complaint, I will say. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the reunion. I'm definitely looking forward to the reunion. Oh, look. Hi.
Come on, still quick me. Presenting the folks over, the people over. We appreciate you. What is that thing you should know? Okay, honey. Or no, things you should know. All right, then, honey. Welcome. I think I've seen you in Astute Queen Bee's chat. So welcome. We welcome you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it so very much. And don't forget to hit the like button, even though y'all haven't heard our content yet. But just do it because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, we definitely forgot to say that. Like, definitely hit the like buttons. We're both streaming for both of our channels, so make sure you are subscribed to both of our channels. Make sure you're keeping that conversation going once this live concludes. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions, critiques, all those things. So let us know how you feel in the comment section below. Share us with your people.
As Astute Queen Bee is doing, as y'all can see in the chat. This is what we're talking about. This is how you build community. So, yes, shout out to Stu Queen B, my girl. Love that.
Yes, thank you. We love seeing new faces pop up in the chat. So if you're in the bushes, come out, say hi. But getting back to this episode, y'all, it was entitled "Serving the Tea" because we saw that later on the episode. But before we get down to serving up tea and all of that, the episode began with Lesa inviting all of the ladies to her new skincare launch. We know that Mina Rowe only really focuses on maternity wear, but she's just now getting into stanbury. So of course she wants all the ladies there to celebrate in this moment. So she does that via group text, and then we see Stanbury and her parents. Her parents are in town. We saw last season that their relationship, they have an interesting relationship. To
say the least.
I will leave it at that for the help. But they were in town more so because her sons were having their bar mitzvah. Both of her sons were having their bar mitzvah, and it was actually her ex-husband and his parents that put on said bar mitzvah, and it was over the top. She was actually pleasantly surprised, and it seemed like they had a really good time. And she made a good point that I'm sure you picked up on when she said, like, we're able to live here in all of our religions in harmony, like together coexisting. And I'm like, yeah, that's not something just to be taken lightly. I feel like in this day and age, like, it's really hard for us to coexist in spaces a lot of times when we do have certain differences from one another. So I think that was nice that she brought that up. And yeah, so it's just her sitting there with her parents. They're talking a bit, and then Sergio and the dad go off wherever, and it's really just her and her mom. And I think she said that her dad, her dad is Jewish, him and his side. Her mom is not. That's kind of how we got into all that conversation about religion. But when she starts to talk to her mom, she starts to talk to her about like how with hypnotherapy, some things have been revealed about. She brought her back to her boarding school days, and she kind of also is made aware of the fact that she's not the most soft, so to speak. And that's actually something that she gets from her mother too, and from her parents. How she's brought up, we saw in this conversation. And her mom is quick to say like, oh, well, boarding school, that teaches you independence, it teaches you about relationships. And she's like, yeah, no, not really, because when you do start to develop these relationships and have husbands and children and stuff, and you're still showing up not soft and all these things, like that becomes a bit of an issue. Becomes a bit of an issue. Nonetheless, like, she is in a better space with her parents right now, and she speaks to that point by saying like, yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep things cool with them for the betterment of the relationship and not burst their bubble of like, yeah, you probably kind of screwed me up a little bit by sending me to boarding school, because her mom just wasn't really seeing it. So I'm glad that she did just kind of leave it there. But at the same time, it also speaks to how she shows up as a mother, in my opinion. Anything else I wanted to jump on with the baby topic? They talk about that. I think her mom should have told her, stop trying to think you want to have a baby for this guy, because, you don't want to.
Barb, not this guy.
Yes. All she really said was, take into account how it'll impact your life. I think that was her keeping it cute on camera, but she really wanted to tell her daughter, like, No, you
You and
know.
your daughter gonna raise y'all kids together? Because not that her daughter is having any children. I'm just saying the next set of kids should be coming from your kids, not from you.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's I just
Hey,
hi.
thank you for sending your folks over here. We love you for that. And we just, you know how you do. I thank you. I appreciate you hitting it on both channels because we do, you do what we do what we can to be on both our channels, right?
We do. We do,
Yeah.
y'all. We do.
See,
So
okay, King. That's I was like, See, I love that. I love that. I
hey,
love that.
Kevin.
What up, Kev? What it do, boo? Um, I was a lot going on just in that little bit because it's so funny how Stanbury, or should we say Steinberg? Oh, because her name was Steinberg
Oh
before the
yes,
war.
I have to say that. Her- Before the war, she said.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna start calling her Steinberg. Because we said Stanbury. No, we calling you Steinberg, girl. No, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna do you two like that. But um, it's funny how she's like, yeah, I can't get any. I can't. It's too many people in the house still. You getting all this work done all at the same time. What you think is gonna be happening in your house? You can't have it both ways, girl. You either getting the work done, you leave so they can do it, or have somebody, or let your husband stay there, and you go away so you don't have to have that irritation. I know your parents are there. I do understand that. But if you're gonna be bothered by it, just leave. As far as her telling her mom, it's so funny to see somebody so much older, and she's younger than me, but grown up kids turn into this like soft, because she says she's not soft, but more timid around her mom. And really, I see her looking off before she speaks to her mom, or just sometimes I just see Stanbury just like she's always thinking, and then she'll come back to the conversation, whatever's going on. So I
Mm-hmm.
started doing that with her mom, and I was thinking, damn, I'm wondering, and is her wheels turning? Like, should I say something to my mom about how boarding school effed me up? She did in a roundabout way tell her gripe about it. She didn't say it messed me up. I was gonna say that you don't think you're messed up. You just like that was the time, so it was cool. Cracked me up when she said, "Yeah, I'm not trying to bust my mom and dad's bubble because I don't want my kids to bust mine when I get older." I said,
That's where I'm like, that's it's telling. That tells how you are, how you show up as a parent. And I feel
mm-hmm.
like with her, and we've seen it, and this really was the nail in the coffin for me, is like you she doesn't blame instead of taking accountability, she just blames the system of like, oh, that's just what people do. That's just rich
Yeah,
people do,
let's keep
or
rich
whatever.
people.
So it's like, no, at the same time though, that your parents could have chose to not do what rich people did if that wasn't for the betterment of the child. Just like you also don't have to be so quick to be like, well, this is what happens when the new step parent moves in. It's just like, that's just what happens. There's going to be growing pains, and there's just going to be like, she speaks as if it's just like, this is just how like we do things. That's just how it is, instead of taking individual responsibility for the role that she plays in doing things. I see that with her mom with
Yep,
this, and I see that with her own kids. She doesn't take like accountability for anything. She just blames it on the way things. Oh, well, that's how life is supposed to be, or that's
can't
just,
though, Barb. She can't. You know why? She can't do that because she literally did not bring her kids up. Now, let's be clear. I don't know how boarding school works. I don't know if it's year round. I don't know if they go to school from September to June, and then they get to go home in the summer months. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I know they live there. I know they live there. And if they're in school, school is usually from September. Well, my kids go from August to June. So you have your kids pushed off onto other people, having them, like you said, they taught you how to be self-sufficient, independent. They taught you, like, are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to yourself? All I could think about, I was like, ain't that the stuff you should have been teaching your kids? And then you tried to throw up in front of her. Killed me off, but she killed me off when she said, Stansbury said, he's talking about the baby and whatever. And she, may have that little discussion, but then she said something to throw up in Stanbury in her face like, well, I had 4. Well, try it with 4. So you got 4 kids, and all 4 of them went to boarding school. All 4 of them have this same issue that your daughter has, most likely. Because if that's the case, you had kids and had them go through the system like that, and you think you did something, and then you have the nerve to poke or point your finger at your daughter, like, yeah, that's what you get. Well, that's how it's gonna happen. Like,
what? There's a disconnect. They're not clicking. Like the active role that you're supposed to play and all the things that it entails, other than just playing for the boarding school. Like, there's certain like things that you should be kind of hands-on and present in your child. And I feel like your child's developmental years, I should say, that apparently like it's just not like, it's not clicking. And I think even the way that she's like okay with saying like, oh yeah, I just don't want to burst their bubble because I wouldn't want it bursted, for me or whatever. That's basically saying like, I'm also continuing those generational curses, but I'm just going to be quiet about it because I don't want anybody to tell me. But like, that's not, you're not.
I don't know. I think she might have a stab at it.
Recognizing something. I feel like it's worse recognizing something and not doing anything about it than it is not recognizing something at all. Like, you see it, you see the issue that you could put a stop to, but instead of putting a stop to it, you're just like gonna just act like we're just gonna tiptoe around it and act like everything's cool. Yeah, so when your kids don't come around for holidays growing up, it's just gonna be what it is. When they leave the nest, that's probably gonna be the end of it.
We can move on. There was a couple of points in that I just, like you said, the mom showed herself to us again.
Yeah. Hey, wrong person all the time. I like that name. That's
real cute. I'm sorry. I got ice in my water. I do not mean to be crunching if it's loud. Sorry.
No. I'm glad that we had to talk about that because I was like, mirror, like there's a mirror that you guys should be like holding up between y'all's faces because, honey. Anyway, going forward in the episode, we saw that at this point, it is now Lesa's time to have her Mina Rose skincare line launch, and she chose to host this skincare launch at the Heart and Soul Spa, which is a top tier spa over there. A lot of the ladies frequent this spa. They're familiar with it, and she's got some great things planned for ladies. She's got swag bags for them. She's got
love a swag bag. How's this?
We do. I would be totally here for that. She got t-shirts. She got this. She got belly masks they're gonna put on, the whole 9. And of course, it all says Mina Rowe because this is the Mina Rowe launch. I'll leave it at that for now. And this is actually big for her because, like I said before, her brand really is just maternity wear. So this is the first time she's stepping out into a new sector of consumer goods and all that. So I thought that was cool. All the ladies start to show up. Ayan's like, yeah. She shows up in her son's sneakers, talk about she ready to get a massage as long as.
And that whack ass wig. Let's be clear. Let's go there first. You're gonna go from head to toe. We're gonna go from the top to the bottom. Okay. I don't
know why. For some reason, for the first time ever, I didn't mind the wig. For some reason, I feel like I should mind it, but for some reason,
braider. It's gonna bother the.
I should feel the same way. Usually, I hate the braided. I usually hate that
because the girl is gorgeous.
I mind it.
She's gorgeous. She doesn't look bad in anything. Like literally,
I'm talking about the hair though. Like usually, when I see people do the wig braids, I'm like,
why?
But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe she was just doing so much else that I didn't even get to focus on that. It's always so much with her.
All right, I'm gonna let you slide.
Y'all, we forgot to say, make sure you're sticking around to the end of the video. I mean, I don't know why I'm even saying that because of course you guys are gonna do that. But we're gonna talk about the reunion looks because those were released as well as some stuff. So make sure you stick around. But yeah, she came in borrowing her son's sneakers because she don't own any. it was a lot. It was a lot. It's always a lot with Ayan. But nonetheless, when Sara comes in, she lets us know that this is where she does most all her spiritual her spiritual healing and all of that at this establishment. And she's she's here pretty much weekly, sometimes twice a week. But she's never quite seen it look like this. It's got the Mina row here, all over the place, to the point that it's like, I've just never seen an event so heavily branded before. But at the same time, it is Lesa we're talking about, and Lesa's over the top. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys heard that. Talene's role in this is that she actually is going to have or she's going to be conducting a yoga session for the ladies. That coincides with her brand. She's all about the fitness and wellness and stuff like that. And she helps a lot of women with their postpartum issues and whatnot. So she was glad for them to join forces and her to conduct this yoga session. Lesa's mother-in-law is also there. All the ladies show up and they start with said yoga session, which seemed to be really nice, except for the fact that Ayan has no idea what she's doing even a little bit. But are we surprised? Not really.
She's not coordinated. She is definitely not coordinated. Poor baby.
Not coordinated for the life of her, but it's okay. It's okay. They got through it. Nobody got injured. So I think that's a success. Afterwards, they all disperse so they can hit up the massages and then do their belly masks. And while a couple of them are in there, a couple of them are out here talking. And it was actually Lesa, Sara, and her mother-in-law. She didn't speak. And there was some other weird girl in the corner. I don't know. She didn't speak either, but she was in the corner.
Why are you so weird?
I don't know. She's like, she's in the corner. Like,
why are you here? Like, why are you here?
It's like, what do you? Okay, whatever. Anyway, moving on.
What's funny is that Sara kept talking to her.
You know who else I saw? And you know who else? She needs to be the friend next season. Since clearly Saba probably ain't coming back. Or maybe she is. Let's not say that Saba. Maybe y'all don't take Saba.
Saba been coming through. Saba been coming through. She been telling the real. She been telling her in the real.
She just is like, she'll be there a couple episodes and we're like, to the point that we're like, why is she here? And as soon as we're like up here with it, like, why are you here? She said something like in this episode where she actually is like, okay, I see why you're here. You actually do speak some sense. And I don't know if she started up a podcast, so who knows? She probably is trying to come back for all I know. But I said that to say, if they don't bring her back, they should bring back I seen Caroline's friend, the one with the husband with the Ferraris.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize.
I want to hear more about her then. I can't remember her name. Suzanne. Okay. I don't know. Whatever her name is, we want to hear from you. Anyway, though, so it was Sara and Lesa talking. Sara and Lesa are talking. Lisa's like, how are things? How's Maktoum? What's going on? And Sarah's like, it's just been, a lot or whatever. But with him, like, he's doing better. He's doing okay. But at the same time, he's just constantly at nighttime, like, he doesn't want to be alone or whatever, because he thinks, they're going to come. He's asking if they're going to come and, grab him up or whatever. And Lisa's like, I hate that he feels like that. I hate that he knows that that's, the situation. And Sarah's like, yeah, well, I just, I don't keep anything from him. I tell him everything. I don't keep any secrets from him. So that's just, how we are. And
not to mention the police. She did say, not to mention the police came to my house.
Have, had to question him. So that kind of,
he's there. Yeah.
Already. And Lesa goes on to say that she goes through lengths to protect her kid's innocence. That's what she said to her, like, face to face, pretty much. But in her confessional, she's like, I understand that everybody parents a little bit differently from one another. And for me personally, I probably would have taken a more overprotective approach that maybe a lot of people might not, have been cool with. But for me, again, it protects their innocence, and I'd much rather be overprotective than I would be, doing damage control. I'd rather be overprotective than be doing damage control. So that's how Lesa sees it. How do you feel about that exchange between them?
The exchange was fine. She did ask about the son. So, since you asked, I'm going to give you the real. I see it from both ends because I'm a parent and I have adult children, and I have, I had two sets of children. I had children when I was young, and then I had children when I was older. With my younger children, I was learning myself as I was teaching them.
Yes.
So they saw a lot of things that they probably shouldn't have saw because I was a young parent. Now, my older kids, because of the times that we're in, I've taught them more, didn't show them as much as I show my other kids because they were with me when being young. My older kids didn't get that. They didn't get to see, I wasn't growing up. I was already grown. So now I'm grown and I understand certain things you should keep away from your children and certain things you should be able to speak to them, especially if they're involved.
I think it's a case by case thing.
It definitely is a case by case, a kid by kid thing for sure. So I agree with both of them. I just, the exchange is different. Like you said, she said that to her face, but then she said, she didn't go off or anything on Sarah or say nothing out the ordinary. But everybody parents differently, and her kids, their kids are about the same age, and her kid is a single child, and Lesa has the kids have two brothers, so there's three of them. They have each other. Her son only has his mom, so the dynamic is a little different when you look at the households. You're gonna parent different for those reasons in itself.
Yeah.
Single parent, double, a mother and father, 3 children, 1 kid. It's hard to say, but she's still good that she told her, because Sara probably needed to hear that, because some things she probably could pull back and not tell her son, like bringing a kin there to meet him and him falling in love with that boy. Well, I mean, the boy falling in love with him, which makes it harder for her to break up with this dude. Well, and we'll get to that. But literally, that's what's making it hard for her to break up with him, because she's like, oh, but my tune likes him and they get along, and it seems like this. Yeah. It's called it's, what do they call that? It's called your representative.
I think actually I'm gonna hold that until we get to that part. But for this, I think 2 things can be true at the same time. I think that to a degree, no, you guys should definitely be out here telling y'all's kids a bit more of how the real world works in a lot of situations, because when they go off and spread their wings, like, life is going to teach them. So maybe you should teach them first, because that could kind of make it a bit of a softer blow.
And this right here is going to teach them a lot faster too. So that's why I said about my other children, why I said I didn't, it was a difference. They learned more. I mean, I taught them more because they had this. So I have to be on top of teaching them. This is cool and everything, but there's a lot of things in there that's like bad for you, and you should not be looking at or
it needs an explanation. Like, it's be like, oh, boom, like, and then just stick an iPad in front of them and expect them to just connect all the dots. No.
Yes.
So I do think, like, there's nothing wrong with having those initial conversations with your children. However, to Lisa's point, at the same time, I think you need to exercise like
oversharing, not
like, because I do feel like at the same time, and it's not to say that the boy isn't traumatized. I completely believe he is, but at the same time, I feel like even when they had that conversation with Nina last week or whatever, it was kind of gossip. Like, it was kind of more like he was more just, there, like, his trauma wasn't really speaking. It was more of just him just being there and a grown folks conversation, I feel like. So
absolutely.
I feel like she needs to kind of like exercise when to share and when not to share, because he's kind of, I think, in certain ways getting the wrong idea about stuff, even though she thinks like it is good. Sometimes overexposure is just as bad. But I hope that's not going to be like the end all be all between them or whatever. I do feel like there's other things outside of the whole parenting conversation as to why they're probably in the boat that they're in now. Obviously, I don't think they're too much of the best of friends, Lesa and Sara, right now. And I feel like I'm just glad that it's not because of this situation, because it's okay. It's not to say that one person's parenting is better or worse than the other person. I think we can learn. We could just learn from anybody. So I think it was good that they had that conversation. Okay. Moving on though to what else happened at the spa. So while they were having that conversation over here, we see first I should say Lesa goes to check on Ayan, who hasn't started her massage yet or whatever. So she has time to kind of talk to her or whatever. And she's like, of course she needs to add a little shade to it. She's like, you've been pulling away from me and getting closer to that one. And Ayan's like, well, yeah, just after Bali and everything, we were able to talk, and she's very remorseful. And Lisa's like, yeah, she effing should be, because we never fight, and that just like took a toll on me. And I'm just like, okay, like here we go again. And in her confessional, Anne's like, I just feel basically like I'm being torn in the middle. Like I'm being pulled over here, I'm being pulled over here, I'm being pulled mostly by Lesa, though I mostly find myself more being pulled by Lesa. And I just think that she needs to relax. I want to like everybody. Like I want to be friends with everybody. I'm just a friendly fucking bitch, is what she said, y'all. That's literally what she said. And I said it like that because
that's literally how she said it.
Like, that was like the funniest. I'm not. It's like, as much as she annoys me sometimes, at the same time she says stuff like that, and I'm just like, and I even tweeted that too. I was just like, Ayan, you're so funny sometimes.
It's not even intentional.
She's like, I'm really just trying to be friendly with everybody out here. Like, come on, give me a break. And I couldn't be mad at that.
Yes.
I don't think anyone should be mad at that, because at the end of the day, that should be fine. We're all on the show together to make a show happen. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with showing up and wanting to get along with everybody.
Right.
I think we need more of that in the world. Anyway.
Yep.
But the main thing about this conversation was how in the end, Lisa's like, I just don't want you to get too close. Because, and she says she admits it. She's like, I'm jealous, and maybe she was trying to joke about it, but I felt like she was telling the truth.
There was some truth behind that. Mm-hmm. And Ayan ate that up. She was like, "You are finally you admitted it, because girl, we know."
Like, how many times have you like been calling something out about a person, and that person like just denies it, and it's just like until the day that like they really admit it, and you're like, I've been trying to tell you this the whole time, like, and you weren't trying to hear it. I think that was one of those situations where she felt validated in what she was seeing. Like,
yes.
Anyway, though, over with Stanbury, Talene, and Brooks, because mind you, like Stanbury and Talene were actually getting services. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, Brooks was there. Because she wasn't
want to hang out with the other ladies.
She wasn't getting services, but I'm just like, does that not just right there tell you guys what exactly is going on with her? She's there, she's not even getting services, she's just there to ruin their time. I'm like, girl, like you can't even let them have a good time because you're in there spewing shade and jealousy. You want to know what shade and jealousy she was spewing, y'all? Yeah. So Brooks, she's in there stirring up stuff, talking about how much did Lesa pay, to rent this spot, because she could have just, used my spot for free. Like, and it's just giving very much miserable, y'all. And so Talene and Stanbury wasn't really saying that much, but I think she did say like, yeah, like, why aren't we at your spa? And why didn't she ask you? Like, yeah, what is going on with that? And Brooks is like, I don't know why we're not at my spa. She didn't ask, and I'm actually surprised. And Talene's like, yeah, because she should be supporting your business just as much as you're supporting her business. And Brooks is like, I'd love to support other women's businesses and see other women's businesses succeed. And so, yeah, like it is a bit offensive to me that she didn't use my spa, because I'm a spa owner. I own Glass House. Like,
for real, for the 10,000th time, we got it.
Like Glass House, I own this multi-million-dollar spa. So in her confessional, she accuses Lesa of inviting her to a spa just so she could act like she owns it. And even the producers are like, do you really think that Lisa's trying to act like she owns the spa? Like, really? Is that what you think? And Brooks is like, yeah, she definitely is. She decaled the floor. She decaled the windows. She decaled the doors. Like, yeah, she's definitely trying to make it seem like she owns a spa.
That's what she got from that. That's what she got from that.
Friend wouldn't rain on another friend's parade like that. Like, did I start a whole entire glass house maternity line? No, I didn't. I wouldn't do that. So why is she in here acting like she's a spa owner? I'm the only spa owner in the group. Will the real Slim Shady, will the real spa owner please stand up? Is all I was hearing in that. And I'm just like, this get that, like, and I wanted to say this for later. We can get into it even more later. But like, girl, like this is her like event that she needs. Stanbury's like, yeah, just go speak to her. Yeah, just go speak to her. She didn't really say too much. I feel like Stanbury didn't.
Is that what she said? I thought she said, "Don't speak to her."
Oh no, I want to say she said, "Go speak to her."
Whoa, that's to me.
She said this episode because she wasn't trying to. She wasn't trying to get ate up again and be in the middle of the fight. So
sure.
She's very mindful. She didn't really say too much this episode, y'all. And the only reason why I'm making mention of that is because remember I told you we gotta talk about some tweets later on, some tweets that have receipts. So just remember like how everybody was showing up in this and what angle everybody was trying to come in to the situation on is what I will say about this, y'all. Okay. Do you have anything to say about that, though?
Yeah, about yes. I didn't appreciate the producers making us think that Stanbury was in the room with them because when Lesa said something about her, about you guys are getting close, you getting close to she's talking to Ayan. She's like, yeah, you're getting close to Stanbury, and that's what got our friendship feeling a different way. And then they show Stanbury like laying down with her eye and like winking, and I was like, she in there?
Yeah, but if someone's not paying attention, they would have thought, yeah, like it was all.
Yes. So when I watched it again today, I was like, yeah, that's so full of it. That's so full of it. Because I watched it last night when I was kind of sleepy, so I was like, so when I watched it, so when I watched it today, I'm fully engaged. So so that was kind of weird, but if she would have asked you, Brooks, to use your facility, I don't think you would have let her brand out the way that the spa that she went to a place where it didn't probably have so much where she could do exactly what she did which was brand out the whole spot, right? This is what I'm thinking.
No, yeah, you're right. And Brooks, no, she wouldn't even have allowed her to come in and do that. Brooks would have been like, no, you can't cover up my signs. Like it's going to be Brooks would have wanted an X in collaboration type of thing. And that's not what Lesa was trying to do. And that's
but later on, we will find out that that Lesa said you wasn't even a thought on me or my persons, my event planners.
We're not talking about the show anymore. We're talking about real business. Like this is I have a real business outside of the show. Like,
hello. So cracked me up that I was like, first of all, you're gonna charge her up. You wouldn't let her use it for free. Because you would have been like, oh, how many hours are going to need it? I got to close my business down. How much business am I going to lose? Bitch, are you serious? You really, God, out your face going to say, oh, she could have used my girl for real. You know, lost money and didn't charge her. You can miss me with all of it. Okay, that was that. And then Talene still keeps putting her nose, even though she's talking to her friend. Brooks and her are friends, so she is able to say to her, yeah, she should have, me being, if I'm talking to you, I'm, I wonder why Barb, she didn't use your content, why she didn't use Who Walked the Ball. I'm gonna talk to you like that because you're my friend. So I can see why Talene said something, but Talene, you need to know, just like Stanbury, you need to know when to talk and when not to talk, when to insert, when not to insert, and you keep inserting. And when you do that, you insert. When you pull back, it might be some shit on you. It might be some stuff on you. You're not gonna come back clean. It's gonna go in there, you insert all clean, and you come back, it's gonna be nasty, dirty, filthy, and then you're gonna be mad. So stop doing that. It just she just doesn't know when to shut up. And when to just, and it's funny because she don't know when to shut up, and then she doesn't know when she should speak up all at the same time. Weird. And then as far as when we go to Stanbury, and did we talk about them yet? About their little group and how when Stanbury's, I just feel like Stanbury is the right. Just stay out of it. If she told her to go talk to her, you should just go talk to her. You shouldn't be talking to us. You don't have any ill wills. And here's the other thing, Brooks, if you're not going to utilize the facility, you shouldn't have came. And not only that, as soon as you started seeing that the facility was going to do this, then it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go. Thank you for your invite, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. That way we know that you're not gonna do the services, because why are you here? Why are you here? I'm trying to figure out why you're here.
The jealous approach to everything. Like, even if she tries to say that she's not being jealous, the way at which she swoops into these situations, it just, like, she does it in the most jealousy appearing way. And I'm just like, if she would just come at a different angle, then people wouldn't be so quick to, because I feel like to a degree, okay, I can get it. I can understand, like a competition type thing. You're not trying to make it seem fine, I guess. But it's like a way she could have presented that so that it didn't appear jealous. Because you know how many people do the same types of things as their friends or whatever? You know, fuck, Candy is like the prime example of what I think of when I think of, like, Candy has every type of business out here, right? But that's never stopped me from seeing her go to Kirk and Rashida's Bistro, or or promote somebody's clothing or hair or their new albums or something, like. Mm-hmm. So there's ways in which you can still support your friend and not appear jealous, while still letting it be known to the world that you also, have a business or whatever.
Telling her
weird way.
Telling her producers that, yeah, I think she does think she wanted a salon, and yeah, but of course she did. Of course she want to make it appear that she's the a spa owner. I'm like,
she's never given that.
Not from what I saw. Her branding, the way she branded it, was amazing. That's like going to a party event and it's a banquet room, and then you go in there and they put the sheer sheets or the sheer stuff up. You got the ambiance. It does not. They turn the
napkins, an ice sculpture with your logo on it. Like there's just certain
a light that shines it on the carpet. Might be.
You've never been to an official event without telling you've never been to an official event, is what Brooks was giving. Because I'm like, if this, not even just Brooks, Sarah, like whoever had anything to say about how it was done, is probably just never been to any real events.
It was genius. The way that she was able to do that they were decals. She literally can probably just pull them right off. The fact that they're just decals on the ground, the fact that she turned that place into a place like that, and you are literally showing us that you're mad that it looks like she owns this place and you really already own the multi-million-dollar glass house spot, and she turned a few hours into this grand scheme of Mina Rose, and you're mad, like, girl.
So weird.
How she was saying, gal, you better get it together. Mm-hmm. You better get it together.
Hi,
Zane. That's cute.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. But another great scene, y'all, during this episode was this next scene that we got between Sara and Saba. They went out to have a one-on-one over some dinner. And again, Sarah's letting us know each time that she's really been going through it. Obviously, we know everything that's going on with the nanny. Mm-hmm. And that had her in the courts and stuff in the morning. She's already a single mother, so she's always having to do everything by herself when it comes to, for her son. And she's on the verge of breakdown because of, Akin. And Saba, she ain't on the verge of breakdown. She just wants to know when they rolling out to Germany and pulling up on him, because she's just over his antics. But apparently in the same breath, Sarah's like talking about how he's been putting in more effort, although all they've been doing is arguing. And it's more so he's putting in more effort to pacify her. Like, he'll say things just to kind of like brush things under the rug or pacify her in the moment so that it can like put a momentary stop to the argument, but not really provide a true solution. Mm-hmm. And he avoids like really like communicating with her. And she's over it, because she's gone down this road before with people before, where she's had to settle for the person who doesn't communicate, or she's had to settle for the person that took her money and stole all of her money from her or whatever. Her settling has gotten her in the situation that she's in now, where she's, you know, a single parent. And she's not settling anymore. She needs the person to come already healed and ready to go. She doesn't need them to come in her life, and she's supposed to be the healer. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Saba's like, okay, then what is it with him? Like, why? Like, if that's the case, like, you can say all these things, but like, what is not clicking? Like, what are you not seeing within your own self out? Like, are you not valuing your own self? Like, what's going on? And Sarah's like, it's not even that as much as it's like, I just feel as though I was put on this world to, you know, to help people. So when I see somebody's messed up or whatever, like, it's like, I can't just like break away so easily, because again, I was put here to like, you know, to help. And Saba's like, okay, you can't, you know, what did she say? Why are you accepting mediocre behavior? Saba's like, you're not God. She literally told her she's not God.
Hold on, I can't remember what she said.
That's what I want, son. First of all, like, what about your son? And you're not God. And like, what's the plan? What are you trying to do? Because again, like, we could fly to Germany. But that was pretty much the gist of what that's pretty much the gist of what she said. How did you feel about the conversation between them?
I'm very irritated at the situation, because she turned down $45,000 just within a couple of weeks ago from
people's full year salary. I mean, yeah.
No, seriously. In
today's world.
So that's bothersome, because you literally took that out of her son's mouth, like, and you claim to like her to some degree. The fact that you guys have a long distance relationship and all y'all do is FaceTime and argue, I wish I would. I wish I would.
Somebody in the phone stress me out. If you can't stress me out in my face, you think I'm gonna let you stress me out on the phone?
You're giving this man too much power. You think I'm gonna argue with you and I can't touch you? Not man, I don't mean touch you. I mean touch you. I mean touch you. Why in the world would I do that? And if we're doing that often, more than we are getting along, even,
it's not.
What are we discussing? He's in Germany. Yes. You're in Germany. I'm in Dubai, and I'm going to argue with you on this. And you made me miss 45,000, so you can make 5,000. Boy,
you're controlling, because you're controlling, and that's I forgot to say how Saba was like, yeah, Sarah is of a certain like caliber, being as though she's been self-independent for the longest. She's been up out of her parents' house.
Kids. Yeah,
she's been providing for herself for however long. She's been doing everything so she needs somebody who, you know, is basically on that level or whatever. Otherwise, they're going to try to dim her light. Otherwise, they're going to let their own insecurities freaking come in between, which is what we saw at the whole 45,000. He just mad he not booking nothing for $45,000.
What's crazy to me is that I think that Sarah thinks that fixing the world means fixing the boyfriend, or, you know, whoever comes into her life, I'm gonna fix them. You don't have to fix nobody. You can't fix them. They got to fix themselves if there's something to be fixed. So let's be clear. You either accept him for who he is. I'm glad you're not accepting this dude because he's not worth it. He acts young. He seems younger than her. We never got his age, but I feel like that was purposefully, because we would have been judging him on his age, which I am, because you're acting very immature. And you look young. You look young. And I have a son that's 29. Yes, 20. I'm like, is he 29? So I'm looking at him like, yeah, you come on now. Look.
About look, I think that's what it is more than it is about like the child aspect or whatever. I think it's more so she goes out to people. She just don't. It's not the whole healing. It hasn't reached like the
She's going into that profession, sister.
She hasn't
that profession, so you can go really heal people that they will come seek you out and come help you.
Life is just making her look crazy.
Yeah, you're putting people in front of yourself. Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You're bringing up your son, and you want better for him. So I need Sara to stop being an alien, since she loved aliens so much. And even when they got there, she even said, she said, I valet. She said, you got to from Mars or out of space quick or something to that effect. And she said, yeah, I valet my my starship or whatever. So I'm gonna need her not to act like an alien so much. I'm gonna need her to bring it back.
Is when when to like apply that spiritual understanding and stuff. Like it's not.
Not conducive for you.
It sucks. It sucks that they were able to have this real conversation, and it's honestly, it seems like, again, we only know what we're going off of in the show, but it seems as though like it sucks. It sucks to know that this friendship dissolved, because it seems like she needs somebody around to keep her like grounded and realizing these things about herself. So hopefully she's getting that somewhere else, or hopefully this was just an act for the cameras, because honey, come on. And we're gonna see, I think the final end all be all between them next week, or we're gonna see one more interaction between them. So we just gonna just say, I don't know.
Then are you renting?
It doesn't even feel like Wednesday. Like
that's why I said Wednesday came so fast.
Yeah.
Dang, this week is moving.
I can't take it anyway. Jebel Ali. That's where the ladies are. That's where the rest of this episode took place.
Oh yes.
And they're all there doing this staycation, because that's really common there, because they have not one but 2 7-star hotels over there. So they're there to get indulged in a little golf, because if there's anybody else who likes golf more than Rafi, it is Sergio, Chris, and Rich. Baba, apparently.
Womp.
Anyway, but yeah, so they're there. Looks fabulous. And so everybody, comes in and whatnot, and their little outfits and everything with their bags.
Golf outfits, people. Golfing outfit.
Brooks was the only one that didn't like get there in the beginning. We catch up with her. She was fashionably late because she had to do something for her salon business, her salon that she owns. Lesa Milan, step your money up.
Bro, step your face up.
That really threw me off, because it's like,
what are you talking about?
Lesa obviously makes a lot from her own business, but it's like, if we do, even if we wanted to talk about the whole household income,
come on now,
it doesn't give me that he needs to step anything up, like, at all. So this is what we say when we say, y'all, that she's showing up very mean-spirited and jealous, because she just says things that are just completely unnecessary. Right. Anyway, Ayan has on this big skirt dress. And
couture, baby.
They all go up to their rooms, and when they come back down to, I think Tilly told them they didn't need to be back down at like 3 to go out and do the golf of it all and all that. Y'all don't forget they're showing. Yes, they're like one on both channels, y'all. Wednesday. Tell me about it.
Man.
But this this they need to, obviously they're going off onto the green, whatever, so they all get in the golf carts, and Ayan in particular, like, she just she decides she's gonna drive. She determined to drive her Lisa's golf cart, so she jumps in or whatever, and Lisa's like,
let's go back. She don't drive regular cars.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say next.
Oh yeah.
Like, she gets in, she's so excited, but at the same time Lisa's like, absolutely not. And Lisa's like, absolutely not, because when we see it, homegirl doesn't drive. She gets distracted way too easy. And I'm like, tell me something I don't know. It's like, before her even saying she doesn't drive and have a license, I already knew that. I just knew that. I instantly was like, she wants to drive. Honestly, I've never seen Ayan drive. I can't imagine her driving. And yeah, she let us know why, because she be texting, she be all over the place. So it's actually safest that she doesn't drive.
Thank you, Ayan.
And so when they all meet up or whatever, each of them, goes up to putt or whatever. And Saba, she's doing a whole bunch. She's like, she got her glove. She's getting lined up and everything. And then she goes to swing and we miss. And then she goes to swing again and we miss again. And then we just kind of kept missing. And the reason why we're bringing this up, y'all, is because Talene and the ladies let us know that Saba had been talking about how she goes way back with golf. She grew up pretty much on the green. She hadn't played in a couple years, but like she golfs for real, like we said, with the glove and everything. It gave very much cap. It gave very much she must be lying, because there's no possible way that anybody who is well versed in golf would have just continued to miss that many times like that. But I guess it sounded really good in the group chat to big yourself up.
I don't think she lied. I think she did probably play as a kid. And as a kid, you different than as an adult. So you probably did play as a kid because she had form. So we literally can see that the girl everybody else, the way Ayan hit that ball, Ayan thought she was playing baseball. So, but the way...
This is what she was wearing.
Oh, that form looks good. That form looks all right. This all right. But what she got on is in the way.
Yes. Like, why do you have on, like, you can wear, because it's like, it's not even given, like, I see what you're trying to do, and it's like hee ha ha funny, but at the same time, if you want to be really known as that fashion girl, it needs to kind of be realistic. So you can wear a fabulous outfit without being dripped in feathers all the time. Like,
oh, I just realized she was in feathers. Didn't we say she's always in feathers? We did say that. So yeah, so that, so I just think that Saba, she probably was as a child. I mean, but as a child, as a 10-year-old, and now you're in your 30s, if you haven't did it in a while, she did look like she sucked though. I mean, you should have been able to hit it maybe. I mean, the way they made it look, it took her a little minute to get it, but she hit it in the trees or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Or something.
It went
that away. Like the Migos say.
It really did. It really did. So of course the ladies obviously gonna give her ish about that. And right after that though, Talene and Lesa take a moment to kind of talk to one another, and Lisa's like asking her how she liked the spa event and everything, and Talene says like, yes, she did enjoy it, but at the same time Lisa's like, I heard something about Brooks complaining, like what was that about? And immediately, like, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I felt like Talene immediately reclused, and it was very much a yeah, well I think you should talk to her about it, because like like at the salon, or whatever, she was kind of like very much maybe she didn't really like that. Maybe she was very much trying to tiptoe around her words, is what I'm trying to get at, y'all.
Should have said nothing. Just should have said. What she should have said, I'm not to cut you off, sis. I'm gonna bring you right on back. All I'm saying is when she was like, yeah, her Brooks had some gripes or whatever. She's just like, oh, she did. You probably
She would have just had to
sound
tell.
like conversation y'all should have. Sound like conversation you guys should have, and then just left it at that. Just
I'm not clarifying anything because it's
not a dang on thing.
It's going to come back. It's going to come back on her. Like somehow it's going to come back on her. And instead of her realizing that she was just set up for something, she fell right for it and started trying to fill in this gray area for Lesa by saying that Brooks felt some type of way about maybe her facility being used instead. So they talked to her about it or whatever. And Lisa's like, me speak to Brooks about a Mina Roll event? And I'm like, exactly. That sounds absolutely crazy. But she's like, okay, whatever. And then her confessional, Lisa's like, when I was ending the event and closing out the tabs, basically, I realized that one of the girls didn't accept their treatments. So I went to ask the masseuse, and the masseuse let me know that it was Brooks that said that she was declining all the services because it wasn't her establishment. Okay. I was like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Question before you move on. So does that mean if we leave to go out of Dubai or go somewhere else other than Mina Road, are you not gonna get nothing done at those spots too? I just inquiring minds want to know. That's all I'm asking. You can go ahead, sis.
Yeah, bro. Feel free to come in the chat and answer because we know you be watching. Anyway, so afterwards, the ladies all come together to reflect on how awful Saba's putting skills were, and they order drinks, refreshments, all the whole shebang. And Lesa, she wants to, or actually it was Saba that asked Lesa how the rest of the event went. And Lisa's like, first and foremost, I just want to, thank you guys for coming. But when then she turns to Brooks and she's like, asking her about what this issue is that she heard that she had. And instead of like really speaking and saying exactly how she felt, Brooks tries to chalk it up to it being like she felt like it was just weird. The location was just weird. As a spa owner, I just found it weird that you chose that location.
For our friends.
It was weird because, especially our friends, they do services, that I provide at my place. Like,
what?
Okay, I got it. So she was like, when I just saw all that, it just became a conflict of interest with my own business. Since, it's branded as, your own spa and everything. And Lisa's like, well, when we first started planning this whole thing, nor me or my event planner thought about, Glass House or Brooks or anything to that regard. So if you felt as though we were it was malicious, let me just assure you that it wasn't, first and foremost. I'm sorry if you're hurt. And, also furthermore, when you do an event as a brand, the environment is supposed to reflect the brand, which is what it did with Amina Rowe. And so, yeah.
Paid to rent the spot out.
Yes. And at this point, y'all, Talene jumps in, not Brooks, Talene jumps in to say, like, it's the branding though. Like, it didn't say heart and soul spot anywhere.
Why would it?
And in her confessional, Lisa's like, last year they came for my business saying all these lies and stuff that were proved to be false. And now this year they're, I put on a perfect event, did, everything just right. And you're still finding an issue. You're still finding something to be mad at. You're still finding, something to come to me about. Like, it's just giving hater. So then Ayan jumps in because, like we said, Talena's jumping in now. So now it's like 4 people. And Ayan jumps in to be like, I think she was trying to obviously defend Lesa by saying that it's her party. She could cry if she wants to. Not really, but it's her party. She can have it where she wants to. She can do it how she wants to. Yada yada. And I felt like that was good for somebody else to say what needed to be said, because I think that's just the bottom line here that Brooks and I guess Talene was missing. And Talene denies coming for her. She never said that she wasn't going to support her. And Talene denies coming for her and says that she said that she should just speak to Brooks about it. She said that she wasn't trying to make it into anything more than saying like,
because her and Ayan she's talking to Ayan at this time, right? Ayan and Talene are talking to each other.
Talene is an extra person in the conversation, so I think I understood exactly why Ayan got into it. And Talene lets us know that Brooks actually called her going off. She was pissed about it, which this isn't the first time that we've heard that Brooks likes to call people and be going off and starting up stuff and expecting the other person on the other line to feel exactly how she feels. And if you don't, it's an issue. Just saying. Mm-hmm. And Talene's like, or Lisa's like, you know what? To be honest, Talene, you don't even have a business. Like, you don't even own a business. So, you know, just FYI, when you do have a business and when you do a launch, your logo is going to be everywhere. And of course, Talene got caught offense to that because she's like, I do have a business.
I have a business. I have a business. I have a business.
Towel Fitness.
I have a business.
I understood. I mean, yes, we're not gonna discredit Lisa's or Talene's business just because they were in the
You partnered up with her. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Lesa? She don't have a business. You partnered up with her business.
I think what she meant by that was like, you don't really like, there's businesses and then there's like businesses where it's like we're just not operating on the same like wavelength is where I think that Lesa was trying to go. But at the same time, it didn't really look too nice in that moment because it's like, yeah, you did contract her for her services. So it's just like, I wouldn't, because then that makes you kind of look like a hater a bit. But I understood a little bit of what she was trying to get to, but the way she did it wasn't right.
Yeah. We know the shade you was trying to throw because that's all that was. You're trying to throw shade and you shouldn't do that. Because if that girl business, if she wants to, we don't know where she's taking her her training. Her, her fitness training. We don't know what she's going to turn that business into. So for you to even come for a business, and we're not even sure because we really don't know everything about Talene. So you to come for her business, that's why Glass House is coming for your business. And that's why she like, you ain't got no multi-million-dollar business. See how that works? See the trickle-down theory? See how you going to feel real small when this broad tell you about how you thought you had a spot and you don't, even though you ain't even thinking about no damn spot. So that's redundant. But the point is, somebody's trying to shit on you and you trying to shit on somebody else. Like, stop.
Yeah. You could have got her point across without doing that.
Yeah,
it's just still gonna look like a mean. You're being a mean girl, so it's like you could have just left that part out and still.
I don't know. Oh, you don't finish this scene too, sis? Because I know there's a part. I don't know if you finished the scene because I feel like you did. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because at this point, that's when Stanbury gets up. Because I was like, of course, we're looking at everybody. We're waiting who's going to jump in, who not, whatever. Stanbury gets up. And she's like, that's the most I can do because if I do try to resonate with either side, I'm gonna be wrong. So the most I can do right now in this situation is be on doing a mute challenge because if I jump in, it's just gonna be an issue. So, and I can't leave, even though I want to leave. Ultimately,
she basically like, I'm damned if I do.
So yeah. Which I'm glad she finally realized that because we know that's exactly how it was going to go. And Talene, Lesa still going back and forth. Talene wants Lesa to kind of bring it on down. Lisa's not trying to bring it on down because she's getting on her effing nerves. And it's like it starts to be like a point war. They're really going at it, y'all. And I think it was Sara that finally interjected or not interjected, but she said in her confessional, which you guys hold on to this as well. In her confessional, Sarah's like, you know, individuals who can't control themselves try to control the environment. And when the environment gets out of control, they get angry and aggressive. And that's what's happening to Lesa right now. Okay, Sara. Okay.
She's the savior. She knows.
Yeah. And that's pretty much where it ended. Like, Sara, why that was unnecessary to be said. And that's what makes me keep side-eyeing you, because as much as you want to talk about spirituality and healing and all this type of stuff, you keep throwing these little shots at Lesa. So I want to know what was really happening behind the scenes. Must have been something. Or you just genuinely don't like this lady. And that's okay too, but stop trying to mask it behind all this other stuff.
No, I think she explained it wrong. What she should have said is exactly what Stanbury is going to say, which was Lesa took out what she wanted to say on Brooks, on Talene, and that was wrong. And she was the more aggressive one. She was pointing first. Everything she said, even though like you're getting on my nerve, you pointing, you and so if y'all don't know, they're sitting, it's Lesa. Next to her is Brooks. Next to Brooks is Talene. Then the table turns, and then the next seat is Ayan. So when you look at the way they're talking, Talene and Lesa both have to lean over Brooks to talk to each other. And if they're pointing in front of Brooks. So to be clear, Lesa was doing all the pointing and talking and bobbing and weaving and calling her the BITCH. And not only she called her a B like several.
That.
And not only that, she also she called her to be, and then told her she was getting on her nerve, and so, and then even with Talene said, when Lesa told her you don't have a business, she's like, I have a business. Talene's body language stayed right here because she wasn't going to get in front of Brooks. Mm-hmm. So if she was talking, she'd have been talking over here, talking to Brooks, and she didn't want to do that. Y'all know the thing turns I turn this way, I'll be really facing the way I should be facing when I'm talking to her. But however, anyway, all I do know is Lesa got rah-rah with Talene, which I think was uncalled for. And when it came to Brooks, and the only thing I do remember, Brooks' eyes got wide when she told her, I'm trying to think what she told her, that Brooks was like, oh, they were already talking, but something she said to Brooks where Brooks' eyes got wide, like, oh, okay, you being shady in this moment. Even though she said, I wasn't trying to be malicious and all that, you weren't. And you should have just told her, like, if I'd have did that, you wouldn't have let me put Amina Rose all over the place. I had a vision, and I knew this vision wouldn't have worked at your spot. No disrespect, it just wouldn't have worked at your spot because your spot is just up and running. Like, tell the truth. And then as far as Lene is concerned, she jumped in when she didn't need to. Because she even leaned over. But the branding, it was a lot of branding. But yeah, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to know what my brand looks like. So much so that, remember, Sara said I should get it tattooed on me. That means she likes the way it looks.
But then she followed up and saying something shady. So it was like,
yeah, she does do that. Yeah,
and that, in her confessional, she said the whole, like, oh, I've never been to something so heavily branded. So it's just like, that's what I mean. You're not genuine through and through.
But remember, we always do those things after the fact. So we have to remember when we're doing the confessionals, those are, not right in the moment. So if we got those confessionals right in the moment, the confessions will look different. But I don't understand why Lesa. I think Lesa took it. It's not. I don't understand. I think Lesa went off on Talene because you set Talene up when you went and asked her what Brooks said. Because even when she came to Brooks, you saw she came to Brooks. Yeah, Brooks, you had something to say about me having my place, my event at this place. Oh, I don't even know what you said. do you know what she said, or do you not know what she said? How are you having a conversation about what you think you don't know what she said? So you playing, you playing squirrel with her, or you bobbing and weaving a little bit too. So when you do that, makes me know that you don't want to rump with Brooks. You know Brooks will hand you your ass, and Lisa, you might hand her ass right back. But let's be clear: don't take out on Talene. That's not cool. You coming off looking like a little bully.
But
And
Talene at the same time shouldn't have sat there and been like,
I
the first
agree. She shouldn't.
well, it was just heavily branded or that because she
Dumb.
and instantly switched sides. So that's why at that point, I would have been mad still at both of them, but I definitely would have had a bone to pick with Talene, because it's like, if that was the case, if you shared in that same sentiment that Brooks was apparently speaking to behind my back, you should have said something to me when I asked you about it earlier.
That's true.
Period.
Like, she's the one that triggered her. She's the one that triggered her.
Yeah.
I don't. She's the one that said
Lesa does get a little bit like, she's quick to jump with the B words and this and that. So I felt like, yeah, all that was not necessary. But at the same time, I understand her being annoyed with both of them.
Okay, well, let's go here. Lesa, how dare you call Talene ghetto?
I feel like that was strategic. She strategically said that.
I need to know that we don't do that.
Like, I think she purposely did that because like that's something quick. Yeah, I feel like
don't do that.
It's a lot of times I feel like we see that's like a dog whistle. A lot of times I feel like it's the other way around on these shows, and I feel like Lesa purposely beat her to saying that on purpose.
I don't like that.
I don't feel like that was
if Talene would have said that to her, that would have been a whole nother ball game. We would have been really pissed off about that shit. So don't do that. Don't throw that word up. And in the moment, you were being more ghetto than she was. Because we didn't talk about the fact that, remember, they're around the husbands.
Yeah, I did understand that.
And yeah. I don't appreciate the way that Brooks, I'm sorry, they were arguing over Talene's husband. He was so uncomfortable. He's uncomfortably laughing and looking at his homeboy, to check your wife, because I don't really want to check your wife, but she over here going off on my wife. Let me tell you something. My husband would have checked her. She couldn't have did what she was doing sitting next to my husband. My husband would have been like, who you talking to? Who you talking to? He would have got in it, because you're not going to talk over me to my wife the way you're talking to her. So I was kind of, and I like the way he did pull back a little bit so they can go a little bit, but at the same time, you could have did that. You could have brought her into, because I feel like Lesa gets in a rant, and if you don't slap her out of it, she will keep going. And so in a moment, Rafi should have said to her, excuse you, I'm sitting right here. Enough is enough. Homeboy.
I knew especially it wasn't going to be him, especially based on last time he.
I know.
But yeah, I definitely clocked that too, where it was just like, can we just not? Like, that's what it just was giving. Like, can we just not? Because it starts to bring in the other dynamics of like, yes, now you're arguing over him and then this, and then we're all trying to be here and have a good time. Like, it just.
You calling me out my name, you saying I'm ghetto, you can leave. You can leave.
I would have did, actually.
Leave. That's what I would have did. I'm telling you.
That was a rookie, not a mistake.
Rookie mistake. You make her leave.
On Talene's part, because any of the other season housewives, Talene, would have been like, they would, they do the whole, I just don't think that, we should definitely talk about this, but I think that you should go, the somber, like they come and break it to them. I think you just should.
Confrontation.
Her and her husband probably would have walked over there and been like, you know what, things just went left. We still, for the betterment of the group, for the most people involved, I just think it's best that you, should leave.
I would have dismissed her like Shani.
That's what most people do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or like how the girls did, quad last season. Anyway,
that was so whack. That was unnecessary,
but that's
whack.
most recent time I can think of somebody.
Yeah, but that was good. That was good. That was a good one. I did not appreciate her calling Talene ghetto. Back to what you were saying though, she
Or
wasn't
even
the one.
the first time when she was like, "You're being bitch." She called her bitchy.
All
And
that when she called her
like, quickly,
like
like,
you're acting like that. I'm gonna call you that if you're acting like one. I said, wait a minute, wait.
Lisa, like, girl, wait, huh? Like, I was with
You
you.
don't acting.
You took it left.
To me, though, you acting more than her. You could have told her just straight up, like, Talene, let's, like, from here on out, mind your business. And then to leave it at that. You don't need to go so deep into it to where you are reprimanding your kid. I'm not your kid. Because let's be clear, the last time you jumped in it when me and Brooks was in it, and I didn't get in that ass that day. Because you clearly was like, oh, I know your husband is not, he shouldn't be talking to yo. Yes, he can. If somebody coming for me and my husband standing there, oh yeah, I'm his husband, he definitely bets her. Because if we get in the car, I'm coming for him. How you gonna let this girl say something to me?
Somebody's more like, if we're really like, if you are wrong in a situation, like, you're wrong in a situation.
Yeah, but if you're wrong, your husband should pull you away.
It shouldn't matter who tells you. Anybody should be able to tell you you're wrong.
When you're in the wrong, which I don't think that Talene was in the wrong when she got in, when her and Brooks got into it, when the husband got into it, she wasn't in the wrong. So then, like I said, my husband, and knowing I'm not in the wrong, is gonna say to you, girl, if you don't get your ass, look, my wife don't play like that. I'm gonna tell you nicely. Probably not want to mess with my wife right now because she's not playing with you, and that's exactly what's going. My husband knows. Is there a record scratching? Because if the record scratching, you better get her. You better tell her, because if you don't tell her, I'm gonna tell her with my fist. So you tell her with your mouth, and I won't touch her. But if I tell you, we about to fight. And if my husband knows I'm in the right, he better tell her. You better be quiet.
Good. And I love how we're seeing this comes up, every other season or so. This probably comes up usually at least like one time per season, depending on how involved the husbands are. Mm-hmm. And I wish we would have watched Jersey this past season, because there was an example of this too, where it's like the age-old question of, yes, should
I've seen that. I've seen that scene. I know what scene you're talking about.
With the fight between Jennifer.
They were arguing, and the husband, and she got in the husband's face. I don't know who, I don't know the character's name, but they were somewhere. I watched one of the jerseys, and the husband, he went off on her. I was like, oh, whoa.
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say that he went off, but for anybody, not to segue this too much, y'all, but for anybody that has watched this most recent season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, there was a scene between Jennifer Aiden and Danielle where Danielle assaulted that lady, and her husband, Jennifer, was completely wrong, and that it wasn't until the point of when the assault happened that Danielle's husband said, Jennifer, that was messed up, you were wrong for that, or whatever. And I didn't have any issues with him saying that. That's why I say, it shouldn't, if you were wrong, it shouldn't matter if who it comes from.
Right.
You just need to sit in the fact that you were wrong. So I feel like in certain situations, I think it's totally fine. I think it's totally fine because a lot of times we see the husbands, they are turned into collateral damage, where a lot of stuff. How many times has Todd been the punching bag of the situation? Mm-hmm. So many times. So it's just like, when those types of things come up, I don't see anything wrong with a person, with them speaking up for themselves, or saying yeah, this is not what you want, or whatever, giving disclaimers. I don't think anything's wrong with that.
Right. I agree with that.
But going back to this episode, getting down to the wire here. Okay, so they just had that whole heated exchange between them. Everybody goes back to their rooms, of course. Lesa goes back to her room, and she's talking to Rich, who is eating strawberries and totally unbothered. And she's telling him how she was, so offended by this dirty girl, and how she didn't consider using Brooks' spa, because that's, again, I have a business and I'm not thinking about you, Brooks. But the part that really got to her again was Talene jumping in to say, it felt like Mina Rose spa, and Talene did basically say that. So. And it's wild because, again, prior to that conversation, Talene didn't say that at all. And at the same time, all the other ladies, of course, are having the same conversation with their respective husbands. And Talene, she's like, yeah, she went off on me. And now we're supposed to once again have this dinner, which I feel like this is not the first time Talene's kind of spoke to this tune of like, something, I was wronged and I have to like get on to be along, basically. I feel like she said this like earlier this season when another situation had her. Oh yeah, about the Bali trip. Like basically, she's like, we just had this whole thing, and now I'm supposed to just, Talene always feels, she's made to be the one that has to kind of go with the flow after being wrong, so to speak. And Rafi's like, yeah, I understand why you're upset. Totally justified in that, but we're gonna have to go to this group dinner. We're gonna have a good time. So I think that's a conversation that you need to have a different time. Just kind of suck it up for the night. Okay. And Stanbury, again, she's just glad that she's not in the mix. She's telling Sergio, like, yeah, they were pretty much going at it. I was not involved in it, and she's relishing in that fact, y'all. And yeah, so she's not in the mess. She pretty much wasn't in the mess at all this episode. For on the surface, Ayan, she's still unbothered. She's in there twirling. She's doing her thing. Like everybody who wasn't bothered in this scene is just because they had been the subject of conversation in scenes in episodes prior. So it's kind of this episode. Saba, yes, please fix your hair. That's all I have to say about that. Because I don't know if you saw it.
It was staticky.
It was just like, I was like, please listen to Sara and fix your hair.
Or like the humidity got to
it was not a vibe. Hey, Yvette! So good to see you. So we get this final scene at dinner. All the ladies at dinner, everybody shows up fashionable, and we get this whole conversation being brought up again, though, by Ayan mainly. It was Ayan and Brooks. They were sitting next to each other, and she goes up to, or actually, was that before or after? Was that before or after they played that game? Yeah, that was.
No, it was after.
Oh, did I not?
Wait, was it after? I think they ended with the game. No, did they end with the game? No, the game came first. They have fun first, then the ending came. Yeah, let's go with the game.
I glazed over that. My bad. Yes, it was actually after. Oh God, yeah, before the game. They talk about, or I think it was Sara that came up with this game where it's like, you basically trying to figure out.
I think Sara did, because she said something about did you make these questions?
Yes. Yes. So the first question was only funny because Sergio was like, I wasn't even when they were like, what was your wife's nickname when she was growing up? And Sergio was like, I wasn't even live during that. Like, I will say it was funny. It was funny when stuff like that. And then the real spicy question, though, y'all, was how long does she expect a sex session to last, and how long does it actually last? Which is always funny. And I think it was Rich Outgold went first, and he's like, she wants it to be about like 10 minutes, but it lasts considerably longer. She's like, that was generous. that was generous, because I actually wanted to last 5. Okay. So we laugh at that, and she's like, but it lasts like 20, 30.
I thought when she said generous, I thought she was talking about himself. So when she pulled back and said 5, I said, I can't with y'all. Womp. All the ladies can womp with their answers. I was very thoroughly irritated by their answers.
I understood where they were coming from.
I know, I get it. I know it's everybody to this.
Well, it depends. It just depends, honestly. But
I just feel like if I'm gonna do it, I need to know it's a quickie. Like if I know we only got a little bit of time and I know it's a quickie, okay, that's what we doing. But if it ain't a quickie and we ain't trying to just we're not here to do no 5-minute sessions or no 10-minute sessions. We're not. I just feel like it should involve more because men get pleasure way faster than we do. A little longer for me to be pleasured. That's all. That's how I look at it.
No,
so
that totally makes sense.
Yeah, that's because if not, then I can make them. We can make it go fast. I can make it go fast if I want to. Why would I do that? Why am I doing that? Because I want what I want out of it too. So for me, that's why when they were saying, I was like, oh, these ladies not getting what they want out of it. Because you're not talking. You're talking about it like you want it to be over so fast, as if you're not getting anything from it.
Some people are just not as sexual beings. I feel
That's
like
true.
Whatever. Just like,
okay, like, there was how many ladies there?
I'm assuming that
Brooks is not answering. Celine's not. I mean, Sarah's not answering, and Tabba is not answering. It was for the married women. But if you look at all of those women,
and like I feel like Celine's always quick to like you are. What was it that they did a couple? Was it the yelling? She was like, I don't yell because he makes me like. I feel like it speaks to like, yeah, that it seems like she would like to go for super long. So yeah,
so who's lying? Somebody lying.
Yeah, it's not exact. It's like
yeah. The only person I think that I would believe would not want to do it as much would be Stanbury because she has a young man and that young man is going to Pound Town. So tiki it out. So for him, I'm sure he wants it to last forever. He think he is Keith Sweat, make it last forever, and we not
weird. Then he went on to be like, yeah, it's like a minute and a second and a half.
No, he said
the doctor because
that's not what he said. No, you missed it. He said she says she wants less than 3 minutes. She gives me, I get a minute and a half because she's kicking me out by the 3 minutes, before the 3 minutes. Like basically, he can't finish. If she's done, he's basically telling us that when she's done, I might not finish. She's kicking me out. I'm done, babe.
I took that a whole other way because I'm like,
I know because when I watched it the first time, I thought the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, she won 3, you only lasting a minute and a half. How's that working? And then I heard today, I said, oh, he said, yeah, he said it's only a minute and a half. She's kicking me out the room. I said, oh yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, yeah, that sounds about right.
Right.
She like her being like, no, get off me. Like,
yeah, can't you see Stanbury like that? Like, I'm done. You got a couple pumps in. You got a couple of pumps. You good? Well, I'm good. I don't need any more. I'm good.
Again, I'm still confused I was confused by a lot of things during this conversation. But yeah, y'all, that's where it started to get a little spicy. It always gets spicy when we're talking about sex. And they got along to be along for the most part until, this is where I jumped in at. Ayan brings up to Brooks specifically the whole conversation from earlier and how, it kind of seems like she doesn't support other spas or whatever. And she's like, so what part of, or she asks Brooks about it, and Brooks is like, she doesn't support other spas. Like, what part of it don't you understand? Like, Lesa understood it. And I'm like, okay, ew. And Ayan's like, yeah, I don't understand any of it really, because and I'm not lying. I'm telling you the God's honest truth, because it appears as though you're being jealous. And she let her know exactly what we've kind of been seeing this entire time. It's given very much jealous. And at this point, Brooks denies, of course, that she was jealous. She even starts to call for Lesa and gets Lesa involved, which then just only blows smoke or fans the smoke, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And Lesa was like, it was just like a lot. You're acting like you don't use outside services when I know for a fact you do. Shout outs to your hair girl or whatever. Like you have some Africans come in and do your hair. So you're full of it. You definitely use outside services. And Brooks, she doesn't deny that fact, but she speaks, I think in her confessional, she's like, well, of course, I've been using the same glam squad since her son was born or whatever. So of course, even when she opens this when she opens this multi-million-dollar salon, of course she's still gonna use, like, she's not just gonna up and you know, act brand new on them. Okay, Brooks, I see what you tried to do there. And Talene also, it was Brooks actually that was asking Talene to validate whether or not that's true, and whether or not she's seen her use other people or whatever outside of the staff that works there. And Talene's kind of like, at this point, of course, she doesn't want to get jump back in, because she knows that she's going to get her edges snatched again by Lesa. So she's not trying to jump in, and she's all very, but at the same time, it's like she wasn't jumping in, but she was saying just enough that is going to get somebody to still jump in on you. Because did you not hear her saying, like, oh, what did she say? Oh, I got roasted and called bitch way too many times, like, and it was given that very much like, you're still bothered, your feelings are hurt, but you know, like, it's you don't want to bark up that tree again, because yes, you're gonna be upset. It's like she was upset about getting chewed out or whatever, and I was just like, I mean, I get it. Again, I see both sides with it. I understood why you're like, no, like, last time I got involved with it went sideways. But at the same time, I can see where Lesa was coming from, because it's like, girl, you could have just told me how you really felt the first time I brought it up. Anyway, and Lesa,
I'm going downstairs. I'm listening to you. I just need to go downstairs. My son's about to come home. This is early day.
Okay, Lesa, she's like, you know, jumping right on to Talene, even though that's not what Talene wanted, of course. And she's like, that's what you were giving right then and there. So that's what you got called. You were doing a whole bunch of things with your hands, and yeah, that's why you got called that. Basically, you're getting loud and speaking on a situation that you were not qualified to speak on. And this is where we were talking about before, how Rafi was kind of like in the middle, whatever. And I wish I would have got some photos for you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't. But he's in the middle. Lisa's going, you know, at it. And then Ayan, she's actually over here talking about how she gets Lisa's point, but at the same time, she wishes that she would kind of like pipe down a little bit with it, because it's like, girl, like, the husbands are here. We're trying to have a good time. And it's like, at the same time, I can't even tell you that, because you're going to take it negatively and think that, you know, I'm trying to have everybody else's back or not have your back or whatever. So that's really where it ended. Yeah, that's really where it ended, y'all. And I just felt as though that was a good point, because I do feel like Lesa, she does. And I love how my sis brought up how she kind of goes on these like tangents or rants or whatever, where she just like keeps going or whatever. And I feel like that was kind of a point where, and I'm not telling anybody that they need to control the next adult person, but I think in this situation, it definitely could have benefited. Like, ultimately, you're not the only person involved in these situations. Ultimately, we're all here at this table together or whatever. There's other, like, the husbands are involved. And it's not to say like, oh, like, you got to be on your best behavior because the husbands are here. Like, no, still be you. But I do understand Ayan's point, because it's just like, girl, like, we're all still at the end of the day, like, how selfish is it if we're all like on a group something, and, you know, two people are spoiling it for everybody or whatever, like, then that's going to make it to where we don't want to. First of all, wouldn't be me, because that's the last time that we're freaking doing a group thing then, because who else? Like, no. We'll just go and do our own things. We don't need to do couples things then. Second of all, and I also wouldn't want to be that person that ruins it for everybody. It's just not fun for everybody then at that point. So I understood where Ayan's coming from, and I understand why she was apprehensive about jumping in and telling Lesa, like, okay, girl, like. So I think Rich would have been the only person there that could have intervened, and
he did. Huh? He did. He said, that's enough now. He said, like,
he needs to, like, yeah, we need to, like, somehow,
he knows his
like, those traits that are keeping her from being, like, really, like, because obviously she has the bite, but it's not always a situation that needs bite. Like sometimes you need to know when to take like the high road or take a softer road or just let sleeping dogs lie. And I feel like Lesa hasn't quite honed in on that skill yet. And when she does, I think she will be like, yes, she will be a force to be reckoned with as far as, you know, housewife for real. But she doesn't have that down pack yet.
At all. I need her to I don't know. I just even like I didn't like the way that Lesa came for Brooks across the table about her glam squad. She didn't what I didn't like is she was saying all that, but she really wasn't like trying to. She was flustering Brooks because Brooks was trying to say, I'm not, she said it in the confessional. I'm not trying to drop my glam squad. I have my glam squad come to my facility and do hair. I'm still going to keep them, which is fair. That's the people that have been doing your hair for 4 years. I'm not about to get a new stylist because I opened up a place. Hi, son. But yeah.
She probably sells her products in there or something, I'm sure.
It's
like,
just,
it's probably some type of like, yeah, like not like she contracted them, but yeah, I don't think that that's weird. I don't know. I see both sides.
I do too, but I just feel like Lesa just goes overboard. Like, I don't know. Usually it's Brooks that goes overboard. And when we know, because we was calling her the red cup bandit, because she, you know, it always seemed like she's been drinking a lot and then she would just go off and she'd go on these tangents. Lesa, on the other hand,
I think they both
feel like Lesa is just stressed out with so much stuff. Like even with Ayan, her and that tarnish, that little blemish on their friendship did something that flipped her around. And then the fact that Ayan is still pursuing a friendship with Stanbury is sending her off. And she doesn't know how to handle what she's telling her, but at the same time, she's not listening to what Ayan is saying. I want to be cool with all the girls. I don't really want to be mad at Stanbury. She ain't did really nothing to me. So I really don't want to be mad at her. I'm trying to see why we can't be friends. Y'all got issues. I still do. Do we really remember what their real issue is? Stanbury and Lesa. Why they never really got
last season and see where it started to really get.
That's what it was, the reunion.
But before that, obviously they argued about but it was like a lot of just like it was just stupid. But at the same time,
she called her an escort. And she also said that she was still in the designs from her. So I had to go back. But even said that's still some petty old mess if y'all got to be on the show together.
But it's more of just like every single chance you get, you're like, okay, we're gonna move forward, but then you don't, because then in the next scene you're telling Ayan how you're jealous, or you're telling Ayan like don't be friends with her or whatever. Like it's like either turn the new leaf or don't. Like that's the annoying part that I see with her. I think her and Brooks were just as on their high horses, but just like in their own individual ways. Like Brooks was doing a lot in her way, and Lesa, you were doing a lot in your way.
I agree.
And I feel like there's certain points with both within both of their messages that are actually valid. Like Brooks, like I totally understand you being like, well, you know, I have a business, like could we have figured something out maybe, or you know, whatever, because I think that, yeah, I understand that. I also understand Lesa where she's like, girl, like technically I'm not obligated to. No, you're not. No one told you you're obligated to. When you are going to do a branded event, you're going to make sure you're free. I want you to logo everything. Like I want to have a logo on my forehead, like everything. But I think both of them, just their deliveries with how they got their points across, it just
reminds me which reminds me when she said, when Celine says it was just over branding. It was a brand. It was a logo in my ass. And she said, "Shoot, I should have stuck it up there further." I said, "Oh my, y'all, wait a minute." So no, it wasn't over branding. The branding was fine. You guys are haters. Y'all need to stop. Don't do that. It makes you look like a hater. Like what else is she supposed to do? If anything, you're supposed to do with Sara did, which is, wow, you got Brandon everywhere, and it almost looked like it should stay here, like it, because it looks like it belongs.
Yes, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. I hope. I couldn't agree more, but I do think that multiple things can be true at the same time, y'all. Is basically what we're getting at with this episode showed us that multiple things can be true at the same time, I want to say, but not to take away from what we're talking about here, but just kind of to expound upon it more. I found some things on Twitter that they had to say about it all, starting with this right here. Somebody had tweeted, it would have been mindful of Lesa to consider having it at Glass House and talking about it with Brooks. Lesa actually retweeted it by saying, Glass House is beautiful, but I didn't consider it because I didn't fit what Mina Rowe was going for, which is totally fine in my opinion. Also, at the time, we weren't that cool. Valid. Caroline hosted her launch party a few weeks prior and intentionally left Ayan and I off the guest list.
What?
So y'all, when we sit here and we say like, well,
what?
You were justifying it and all this type of stuff, and you asking her why she didn't have it at your stuff or whatever, you didn't even make it available, accessible to them. Why would I come to celebrate your stuff? Like you, what?
What?
Last time I checked, you don't want us to be any part of it. So why would I think to then turn around and be like, hey, can we use your place that you didn't want us to even see when it first opened?
What?
Brooks, you don't make it possible for us to support you.
So what if Lesa wouldn't even invited you? Then what?
Well, that's not it. Apparently, Brooks had her own things to say about it, and I didn't even look at these yet, but she has screenshots.
I don't care what she's saying. Brooks, you literally shouldn't have been invited.
At all.
You do the services first damn place.
Exactly. So I don't, for whatever reason, she had first said, should I post the entire conversation? Would the fans actually like to see what wasn't shown on the show? Context is important. People should be held accountable. Talene then confronted Stanbury and said, why are you over there like a mime when you're the one who started all of this? Lesa Milan can confirm. And this is why it seemed like Lesa's energy was more harsh towards Talene, because she and I really didn't have an issue. Was that a part of this? Was this first? I don't know. I don't know which one goes first, but whatever. We'll just start here. Receipts. In the first slide shows the image that Caroline Stanbury sent me of the setup of Lesa's event that she called me. As mentioned before, Stanbury was the one who had the issue with it first. Sergio had a lot to say too. I'm green text, Talene white text. So she's forwarding this to Talene. I know, I saw. Unacceptable. Caroline sent this to me. Agreed. Is this supposed to look like Glass House? What does Glass House? I don't know what Glass House looks like, so I don't know. Well, I mean, I know obviously we know what it looks like from the show, but
yeah.
She told me don't watch her stories. This is Brooks. Talene says it looks like her spa. She said they have to clean this up. It's absolutely not okay. Sergio saw it yesterday. He told me and was like, what the F? Now everyone understands. Talene says, no, it's not. Ralph agrees as well, but I don't think it was Lesa's intent. In all cases, network should have been aware and not okayed it. But it happened and somehow someone allowed it. Now it has to be fixed because it's not acceptable and shouldn't have even taken place. What?
What are they talking about?
I guess but it happened. Someone allowed it. No, it's not cool. Branding a spa with sticker decals and signage, doing massages on the show. This is my entire business model. Well, Brooks, why the fuck why didn't we see it though? If Brooks had all season, why didn't she do her launch on this season then? Why didn't she she didn't host not one? She could have closed the doors and they could have did the skincare spa night at the freaking salon after hours or something. She chose not to hold anything at that salon, and now she's upset because Lesa decided to whatever. I know Lesa needs to get off her high horse. It's exhausting. Babe, you have my charger. Need that. Ah, never mind, babe. Sorry, Ralph has it. Ew. Why are you? Brooke says, I don't like my toes being stepped on. I've worked really hard to be where I am, and I'm really upset right now. I support all of my friends in their businesses, and I love a success story and seeing women win and independently secure the bag. I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader. I'm really upset, Tal. It's not cool, dude. I'd literally do anything for my friends to see them win and be happy and be successful, but all I ask for from in return is the same support and respect. I don't like what I saw today, and that was a direct conflict in my business, babe, and nobody could deny that. It made me uncomfortable and extremely sad, and anyone who knows my hustle and grind would feel the same pain. It's not okay. In reality, that spa is considered my competitor, as any spa in Dubai would be. Babe, I see your point completely, but remember your business is a beauty. I think that's it. So exactly, but it seems Celine has selective memory. She all of a sudden doesn't remember telling you the truth inside the hotel room and apologizing. Facts. Celine came to our hotel room and told Ayan and I that it was Stanbury who had the biggest issue behind the scenes.
Who told her that?
Oh, she said Stanbury.
Talene told her that Stanbury had the biggest issue. Who said that Stanbury had the biggest issue? Talene came to our hotel.
Talene came to Lesa and Ayan's
hotel room.
Tell them that Stanbury had the biggest issue. But Talene's showing that she has a selective memory with this whole thing. And because then Brooke says it's because she doesn't remember telling the Lesa the truth inside the hotel room and apologizing. Mm-hmm. So, okay, well, I mean, I get it. I do. I get it. But at the same time, this still goes on to so if Brooks was made aware because Rafi or freaking Sergio went by the day before or whatever it was, then why didn't Talene not go then? Or not Talene, why did Brooks still go then? If that was the case, if Brooks already was made aware of what it was giving and how it was going to look, she could have chose not to go then.
Especially when you didn't invite them to your event.
Exactly. We're leaving that part out.
What are you there for? What? I don't understand.
That's so weird. Why would you want
to invite them to your event? You coming to her event because you were asked to come, and then you complain, don't do none of the services. Why are you here again?
She doesn't even know. Oh, they're still going. Oh, this was because this was 3 hours ago. She posted this. Stanbury said, actually, you called us going nuts and asked us to send a photo, which I did, but okay. Oh, so this which is also what Talene had already said in the episode, that Brooks had called her going off. So now it flips it again back on Brooks. This is also something that we've seen Brooks do before, where we've known her to call people pissed off about stuff to collect them onto her side. So Stanbury said that. Also, can we address what happened when you and Talene tried to change the narrative at confessionals in New York? Talene forgot she already told Lesa that it was all you when we were in Lisa's hotel room at the golf
resort. The golf resort.
Oh, I don't know what to think still. Did she say anything? No.
You know Stanbury ain't getting in it.
Well, apparently she was in it. That this is why I placed so much emphasis on saying earlier that Stanbury was on mute, because apparently behind the scenes she wasn't, and she was the one that had the issue. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Lesa, oh, go away. I want to just see if Sara said anything. Probably not. No. No, I think that's it, y'all, for now. But just wanted to kind of clear up some additional things that were being said. Apparently, Lesa on Talena's. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify some things, y'all, but that's really it for that. What we can get into, though, y'all, is the fashions of it all. As we said earlier, the ladies had their reunion, and the reunion looks have been they've been released. As you can see how Jessica Rabbit and Marilyn Monroe inspired the Real Housewives of Dubai's cast's demure season 2 reunion style. Ooh, don't want to show that because they after rocking some serious fashions for their first reunion, the Real Housewives of Dubai cast knew they had to bring their A style for season 2. Needless to say, the wives delivered, and then some, turning up the red hot heat and dazzling next level looks for the occasion. Hosted by Andy Cohen, Chanel Ayan, Caroline Brooks, Lesa Milan, Sara Madani, Celine Marie, and Caroline Stanbury all came to play for a fabulous and epic reunion, as Ayan teased on BravoTV.com in an August interview. The red theme reunion inspired the ladies to stun in sizzling styles with dresses that reflected each person's unique personality. The ladies' gorgeous gowns featured high slits, beautiful beading, curve-hugging silhouettes, and more, while their accessory game was also unmatched with sparkling jewelry, sexy heels, and a show-stopping headpiece from Ayan. The cast brought their best on the beauty front with long, luscious locks, a modern Hollywood style I can never say that word, a chic updo, and various glamorous makeup looks. So here is the, everybody in a cast lineup, as you can see, with Andy in the middle, of course. I mean, I like that they chose red. I don't think we've seen red in a little bit, right?
Okay, red here, Ayan. Sorry, I have to go blow my nose. My allergies are acting up.
I don't know if I'd say all that, but
no, I'm just saying. Okay, Ayan, and all the red hair. It's a bit much. It is a lot. You already got on a red dress. I don't know if you wanted to do the red hair as well, but
I love red hair. We know I love some red hair, but
me too. I do too. I not specifically. I do. I like my red hair when it's short. When I wore my hair really, really short, I have red hair, similar to her hair color. Really pretty, but it's a bit much, especially being an updo like that, because it's giving her height, and then it's like, whoa, yeah. So,
okay.
And then I don't know if I like that. Lesa is in more of a burgundy garnet color. Everybody else look like ready red, and then here she come in blood red. I don't know. It's like it's pretty though.
I like the shades, but let's just get into the into the interview.
Let's go. Let me look, because I want to get color in.
Starting.
Okay. Oh,
that's exactly.
Is that a bow on her head? Is that her hair? That's a hat. Okay. Okay, that's where she needed to leave the hat off.
I don't
the burgundy here. So the hair. See, I thought that was all her hair. I thought the red so the hair is not as red. The burgundy looks really good. It does clash a little bit with the red though, but I mean, it looks pretty. The pose looks amazing on her skinny, long giraffe self. Yeah, I don't know.
Tired. Creating a tired spotlight that Phaedra thought of to come to us with the. Tell it.
What's up, Ray? Child.
And Bernice, pick Misha, Talene can go and traumatize Sara, and continues to traumatize her son because of her. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Talked about it earlier, Bernice. I see both sides. Trust me, I see what you're putting down. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
You know what? It's too many things going on. The peekaboo is not cute. The turtleneck of it is not cute. There's no seats on it. It's a big frame, a big part. It's skinny, then it's big. I don't know what I'm looking at either.
It's giving costume. I don't like it. I hate the wear wig with it. I don't think it needed. I don't even think it's that type of dress that needed that type of headpiece. Like the styles don't go together to me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the makeup. I don't.
She
Yeah,
look much better.
because even in the group, like I just feel like her face is not even popping.
So it looked like they retouched the picture up there because the hair color is not giving the same on that to that. You see, I was more there,
and I think she has red eyeshadow on too, which only there's a very y'all. Like, this is coming from somebody who like I don't listen to anybody when it comes to if I want to wear something, I'm gonna wear it. But red eyeshadow is a reason why red eyeshadow doesn't just usually come in palettes because it's very specific occasion, very specific. You just have to be very purposeful when you use eyeshadow.
Only time Christmas.
Like, very, very much. So, and
you can't even do it on Valentine's Day. It's not even.
It's not a thing. Just do a red lip instead.
Yes.
You remember how Brooke said though? She was like, someone looked like a red devil or something. So, I think I'm sorry, but I think I know what she's talking about.
Bella, rebel. She put up.
Kristen Louboutin hair. Tony Mo, of course, she used Ayan beauty products for look, which is cool, but I don't know if this was a great debut of them because Spanish flamenco dancer is the inspiration behind Chanel Ayan's couture gown. Dress designer Michael Cinco told the Daily Dish, "I love Spain because of its rich cultural heritage, vibrant colors, and intricate artistry. The lively and dynamic spirit of Spain perfectly aligns with Ayan's bold and strong personality." It's bold. It's bold. I mean, I
see a little Italy in there. I do. I see a little.
I definitely see some Spain in there, but like, just like, I don't know.
So on a 1 to 10.
Okay. Yeah, y'all. Let us know in the comments what you guys give it.
1 to 10, guys.
I'm gonna give it like a 2, 3.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna only give it a 4 because she don't look like I like the pose. I like how she's trying to show us the dress. I don't like this part of it. I don't like this part of it.
I don't like. I don't know. Like, why are we?
I like the way her legs look and stuff for her skinny bitty body. I like the way the pose.
She looks fine here. Like when it's.
Oh yeah. Can I get some sort of it?
She looks. Oh, I'm still not in love with it, but it's like she at least looks.
It does look better in motion.
Better in motion, yeah.
It definitely looks better in motion. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 still. I like it way better in motion. Way.
She could have just wore this, and I would have been fine. Like that would have been better, but I don't.
It's the headpiece for sure. She didn't need them. Was those roses? And she should have did black hair. She should have did dark hair.
Black hair.
Yeah, she definitely should have went dark hair. She did not need the burgundy. It's the contrast is not right.
It's not.
It's not right.
It's not at all. Anyway, okay, let's go to the next one because I'm upset now.
Over it.
I'm upset.
I'm getting upset now.
We only did one. Caroline Brooks. I really liked how she went for a mule type shoe. I did like that. I don't know why, but I did. Can this go away? Why is it okay? Okay. There's not much to it. I think it's beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. It's very simple. Even the jewel. I feel like even though the dress is like bejeweled and stuff, maybe she could have even put like a dangly earring on or something because it's just like.
Oh, a dangly earring would have been pretty.
I think that's what she should have had because it's missing a final touch or two of like some.
Yeah, something's missing. I don't know if
red rubies or something. I don't know. Like
something's missing.
It needs.
I don't know what to say. It might be the necklace because you feel like with a bustier type, I feel like she's missing something right there on the décolletage. Yes.
Yeah, it needs something. But other than that, I mean, I would give it like a 7. Like it's not bad.
Yeah, I agree. I would go to 7.
She doesn't look like too harsh. Like sometimes her makeup. Sometimes Brooks looks too like done.
Yes, overdone. Yeah,
red nails. Red. Yeah, she could have done just an extra touch of something. Would have been nice. Yeah, I that's really all I can say because it's not giving that much to me.
I agree.
And Ray agree. Yeah, needs jewelry, necklace, bracelet, dangling earrings. I
Here,
wouldn't have done a dangly earring and a necklace because that would have been too much in my opinion.
one or the other.
Got to do something. That's why
Even
I said
the era.
yeah.
Bun would have been pretty. Yeah, high bun or something up.
Yeah, I think the messy high bun would have
I
been.
don't know if her hair is long or is it on the shoulder. I can't tell, but yeah. Let's see, because I feel like
go to her page.
If it's a bob, more bobby, maybe I guess it's okay. She was trying to go shorter, but or even a half up, half down would have been cute.
Let's see if she posted on our story. Come on, Brooks, move around. It looks like it's long in the back, I guess. Yeah, it's long.
Oh, it's long. Okay.
No, it should have been up then.
Yeah.
It should have been messy up. She could have had a bang down or some some tendrils or stuff. But
yeah, I feel like some wispies. I don't know.
Because it's just not enough. It's like it's crazy how we just said she usually does too much, and now
she pulled back a little bit.
She pulled back too much on it. She didn't look bad, y'all. It's just she didn't do a lot. Okay, Jessica Rabbit was our inspiration. Caroline Brooks shared, we wanted to go sexy but demure and classic. Maybe she's like not a hair in the face type of girl, because you know, like Jessica Rabbit, how she has the over exaggerated like she's maybe she face like a lot of hair on her face. I'm gonna assume we wanted to go sexy but demure and classic. Yeah, it's not really a lot. Moving on. Talene. So actually, I'll just read it first and then we'll talk about it. The vibrant red symbolizes. Talene told the Daily Dish that the custom-made gown by Armenian designer Ramine, I hope I'm not saying that wrong, but I probably am, y'all, gave her a strong connection to her heritage. The vibrant red symbolizes the courage and resilience of the Armenian people, while the floral patterns reflect the beauty of our rich culture and natural landscape, she shared. This gown not only showcases the skill and creativity of a female designer empowering women in the fashion industry, but it also represents a celebration of my identity. Each stitch and design tells a story, allowing me to honor my roots and express my individuality with elegance and grace. I want to know how each stitch tells the story about your roots, but like, I mean, I get what she's going for, but I think at the same time, it was like, okay, like, really? Because are you saying that because it sounds good? Or anyway,
probably.
Like, because I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch. Like each, anyway, I like it. I like it though. Somehow,
I don't like
the long short thing, and
I love a long short, but I have long legs, so her legs are not that long, but they look elongated right here. I don't like the shoe. I feel like the shoe should have been a little bit more nudie color.
Yeah, I could see that. Her hair is kind of regular, but
I don't like her hair. I'm a long. I don't like her hair. I don't like the tone in it. I don't like the hair. She's pretty though.
Trying to see if
her hair looks better right here. They darkened it because it looks more highlighted in the other picture,
and it looks more uniform in here versus. It's definitely better here. I think for her first, y'all remember it's her first season. It's her first season, so keep in mind she became a lot worse, in my opinion. I think this is pretty good actually. I like it. I actually really like it. I would give it like an 8.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8.5 actually.
So let's see. Wait, go back to the
Sorry.
Okay, I don't want to see her with the girls. Oh, she's been hidden a little bit because she's standing on the other side of Lesa. So, because I couldn't see that, I really can't see her dress right there. It's a pretty color red too on her. It's like a lipstick red. That updo is pretty. Oh,
My
that
bad.
dress amazing like that. Oh my god, I love that dress. That's what she wore. When they just had the,
Yeah.
I know, but we could only see the top half. They let Brooks and Lesa walk in. They came in fully, but I didn't see her dress. Her dress was bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That was really pretty. Oh yeah, come on, Celine, you look pretty.
Yeah, I have to give it to her.
You look pretty, girl.
She came through. What are you guys saying? The design doesn't do her. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think there's like she tried, but it's not like, like when it was in Bali, I feel like those dresses represented their culture. This is just like, okay, yeah, like the designer, but I don't know if it was necessarily.
I'm not feeling Armenian from this.
I think
I don't know.
The designer was Armenian. I don't think this is a traditional.
It's a Spanish Armenian.
I don't.
That's what it's giving. The flower is giving me a little bit of señorita. So I don't know. It looks like that part the part where those flowers meet up on her hips. It looked like she could take that off, and the train would come off, and it just be like a little short dress. So that's where it's giving me señorita from. I feel like I want to chop, do the little chop.
Oh, are they supposed to be in Bali? Where are they supposed to be at? I'm looking at the back. I guess so.
I guess so.
We always got to talk about the set too, y'all. Yeah, Talene, we're good. We're good. Lesa Milan.
Ooh, that body is amazing.
I really like this dress.
It looks like a it almost like a butterfly or an insect on her. I don't know. I like the way it looks. I like that it looks wet or shiny. Her body looks amazing. I love that she gave that. I love when my hair is like that too. What's she about to make me cut my hair again? I'm already about to cut it anyway. But oh my god, I love finger waves because it's all of this. And she didn't need a necklace because her sleeves are giving everything. She needed a bracelet because the sleeves are, over exaggerated. So it's giving what needs to be gave. It's giving Josephine Baker. It's giving, it's giving me that type of vibe. And then the train is not too much, gives you just enough mermaidishness.
Yes. You know what? I'm glad you said that. You know why? Because this dress, and I've seen somebody else make this point, is actually the same dress, just in a different color, that our girl, Halle Bailey, wore to the premiere of The Little Mermaid.
Oh, wow. Except for the sleeves look different.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe like a little bit of a
but it's still giving exactly that, except for I feel like her dress is not giving so much mermaid closeness, and it literally goes at the end on Little Mermaid on Halle. See how even when she moves, but it looked like
she's also. I mean, I think Halle's like short.
She needs to go. So you're right. It could be that, and it could be
how they fitted it to her body, of course. But
you don't want to be able to walk because you want to walk with mermaids don't work, but you don't want to be too tight at the bottom.
So it's funny that you said that because that's literally exactly where we first seen this dress in a different color. But I think this is great. She looks great. I think they're like a very underrated style that I love. I think this color is great on her. The boobs are doing what they need to do.
Her boobs always good. Her boobs is looking good in that white thing that she's wearing, that little bustier thing that the thing comes up like this in her confessional.
Oh yeah.
Her boobs are amazing in that too. Oh my god.
Lesa channeled modern Hollywood in her off-the-shoulder gown.
Hey, that's what I was saying. Josephine Baker, anything that has that kind of old school look, Eartha Kitt, like back in the day, because of the hair, but she's giving old school glam. I mean, Hollywood old glam.
Yeah, I'm here for this. I would give this. I give it a 9.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. Sara, I don't feel like saying her name, the rest of the name, because I just got stressed out when I seen this. Sara Madani. Let's just read this first. Sara shared the vibe of her look with brunette Marilyn Monroe. Simply elegant, that is timeless.
Wait, what? That's not that.
I think maybe they gave it a wrong caption.
Yeah, that's not giving none of that.
What? What? Like, what are we watching here, y'all? What are we looking at here? Sara, the color looks good on you, but like I feel like you're also a person that's not ever gonna really look bad and stuff for the most part. But like,
she got a nice shape and pretty face and everything. I feel like she should have had on something that covered her tattoos, more something that give you that new look, but it's sheer. And
she could just form-fitting one red, like.
Yeah, I don't know. Something, it's too big. It's too much material. It's not just fitting her body.
Are we serious, Sara?
And it almost looks like a pantsuit.
Are we serious?
Pantsuit.
Like, seriously, are we serious with this right now, Sara? Like, come on. You could have did better than this, girl. You could have did way better than this.
Can you go back? Can you go up to the group picture again?
Mm-hmm. She just is like there.
Yeah, and that's just what it looked like. I just what I see. That's what I want to see. It's not giving at all. It looked like she just got drawn out. Even her hair is too much. Even hair with the neck, with the ribbon around her neck, like no.
Which this is how she looks every day with her hair and stuff. It's never like, unless she does like, it's like the times where she does look like done up, it's like it's more noticeable because it's like this is kind of what she always looks like.
Yes, pretty lady though. Girl is gorgeous. That's a really pretty lip. Her lips remind me of what Kim Kardashian was trying to get to. You muted yourself, Sissy.
Did you see Sara? Apparently, apparently Sarah's before pictures. Did you ever see what she looked like before she had surgery? Apparently.
I'm scared. I don't even want to see it because I didn't know that she had surgery. I thought she was born with this pretty face.
Oh. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
This outfit almost looks like it needs some pockets too. It looked like it had pockets.
So I guess this. I think that's a pretty good depiction. I don't know.
That's
yeah. I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So ever since that's been made public that she might have done a lot of tweaking to her face. I feel like kind of like a sellout when I say like, oh my God, she's like one of the.
I thought she was. No disrespect to you, little lady. You know, hey, what you tweak looks good, and it's not like super like, oh my gosh, you really tweaked your face. You definitely got a nose job.
I don't less Arabian. I don't want to say she looks less Arabian, but I feel like kind of a little bit. I feel like she kind of like made herself have more Western features or something, you know? Like I feel like she, rather than just relishing in, I think she looks more.
Oh yeah! Wow, she definitely did that nose. That nose is the snazzy. She had.
I mean, if you got money, if you got to stop, do what you want, y'all. But it's just, it's harder for me to now go up for her and be like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, I see why now. Because when I said it, you was
like, oh my God, she looks so pretty, but like I don't get that she doesn't look like the same person, in my opinion. And then that coupled with how she be coming off
like that, but now her son looks like her old face.
Exactly.
Her son looks like her old face. That's crazy.
Wow. Here, y'all. I give it because I can't not.
I'm gonna give her under Chanel. So I gave Chanel a 4. So I'm gonna give this lady I'm gonna give Sara a 3.
She's getting a 2 from me, and that's where we're gonna keep it. Last
Yikes.
but not brunette Marilyn Monroe. Okay, let me just read this. Caroline was inspired by old Hollywood glamour when creating her look for the reunion.
Go back to let me see what this.
I don't know what it's like. Stanbury's only look good in her confessionals this season for some reason. She hasn't looked good when they go places. She doesn't look that this. I mean, the bot like she looks snatched. Like she looks like boobs is up.
Everything.
Yeah, but she looks like she's going to like a charity ball, like gala. Like she doesn't look like you went out of your way to acquire this dress
for y'all reunion.
I mean, this is some other reunions we've seen, but honey,
no, honey, tiki, honey. No, honey.
All you can come up with, Stanbury? Like, I don't. This doesn't make
you look young in the face, though. Girl, look like that girl look like she about 32 years old.
This doesn't give me money.
No.
Sara, I would be like, Sara, you could take the picture. You don't have to be in.
No. It's so regular.
I don't like the hair.
No. I've seen her hair done way better than that.
She looks in that confession. Does she have a picture of it or whatever? She looked better here. Like, this is more fashionable in my opinion. Like, at least it looks like you are giving a little bit of effort. I like the hair better here. Or even in that other confessional when she has the red on or whatever. She looks better in that.
Right there, Kim Kardashian, whatever cheetah print. That's when she looked the best. I say, girl.
Even this is
cute.
Come on, Stanbury. Like, she's just pissed me off. I give her going back to this, I give her a 5.
Me too. I was going to say 5, baby. It's over Chanel's. It's over Sarah's. And yeah, I would have gave her a 5. Right. You like this? Right? I mean, it's okay. It's just okay though. It's like there's nothing glitzy about it. There's not even a pretty necklace around her neck. She got her hair pulled up. The ponytail just looks like a regular old bun. She looks like she did her own hair. I don't want you to look like you did your own hair. I want it to be intricate. I want it to look like the stylist took time to do that for you, not this.
I don't understand what we're doing here. Like,
I don't like the old school. You saw how the way Lesa's mermaid did. This is not giving that. This is giving more like 80s.
The material too. It's that material that like not holographic, but that
like shiny, but it's probably not even shiny looking. It's just giving that look.
That certain material. I feel like they used to make a lot of clothes.
It looks spandexy. It's giving spandexy to me. Like it just looked like a what they used to call them, tube dresses, or
it's giving
like a tube dress,
like windbreaker or something. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like
she probably making a little sound when she moved.
Like, why are you dressed like this? And unfortunately, I don't even know, was Saba even there? We don't even know if Saba was even there. I went on her Instagram to see if
sitting too.
Yeah, I went on her Instagram to see if she posted any pictures about how she looked. I don't know. She didn't post anything. I'm assuming. I don't know. She might not even been there. Who knows?
That show don't look like Stanbury right there. That picture always be. I have to double look at it. Like, girl, that's you, huh?
I can't with them. Overall, Talene and Lesa got my vote for the best dressed.
Yeah, Lesa definitely was best dressed to me. I liked her dress.
We'd still have one more episode though to talk about. Next week is the finale, and we're gonna really see the true breakdown of Lesa and Ayan's friendship.
Yeah. I don't want to be friends with you anymore, Lesa.
Yeah.
I said, dang, is that how you break up with your friends? I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Not your friend. And that's that.
Can't say that we didn't see that coming apparently all season. So
Right.
yeah, we're gonna give it one more. Well, not one more. We're gonna talk about the reunion too, but we're gonna really wrap this up next week, y'all. That's finale, and yeah, that's really all I got.
Well, we thank y'all for rocking with us once again. Once again, we was back in this piece, doing it again, trying to get these girls going. This was, to me, this season was actually pretty good. I enjoyed this season. I hate to see it come to an end, especially with really we'll find out who's friend and who's not in the finale, because all this time, we are not caught up. So it's going to be kind of cool to see what's really going on in real life with the finale.
Oh, pause. Bravo Canada officially launches Sunday, September 1st. Oh.
It's Housewives of Canada?
Bravo Canada. I don't know if they'll have any real house. It says they'll have Bravo show or US shows and then a couple of Canadian originals. Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to see, y'all. But yeah, that's all we really got. Ain't got anything else really for you guys.
Leave us a comment. Tell us what y'all think about those dresses. Tell us what y'all think about, any of the comments that me and my sis made. If you disagree, agree. What do you think about Brooks? What do you think about Lesa? What do you think about the businesses? What do you think about anything? Whatever you think, put it in our comments. We will get back with you. We promise.
We will. But until next time, until next week, yep. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll be back next week.
Bye, guys. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching.
Yes, bye.